Throwback Thursday with Covino and Rich.
Hi, my name is what? My name is
Are you telling me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
Throwback Thursday. What's the problem? Yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it.
I don't even own a gun, let alone many guns that would necessitate an entire rack.
Throwback Thursday.
I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air.
Bueller.
What are you? I'm Batman.
Ned Ryerson.
Two in the box. Ready to go. We be fast and they be slow.
It's Throwback Thursday with Covino and Rich.
Since when do you care?
Wait a minute, you two know each other?
No.
Oh, yeah. Well, which is it, Kathy? Kathy. Mm-hmm. Cat.
Come on, we're wasting his time.
Oh, no, you're not wasting my time. I'm just cooling.
Then you're wasting our time.
All right, I get it. Check this, though. If you need me, I'll be right over there. She won't. Yeah, we'll see about that. Oh, yeah, Cat. Words of wisdom. Drop that zero and get with the hero. Excuse me? See you later, Dick. It's Nick. Oh, yeah. Nick.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Don't mind if I do.
Covino and Rich.
Honestly, how do I deal with you every day?
Get ready. No.
Heard all about it on the radio.
Yeah.
Holy mother nugget! And holy mother meatball!
I'm the smartest man alive.
You're so ridiculous.
What?
You're such a fool.
Get out of here.
I'm a disc jockey.
What's a disc jockey?
Turn it up. Turn the show. Here we go. Covino and Rich.
Let's go!
Yeah. Let's do this. Like Popeye and Brutus. Pluto. On Throwback Thursday. Cool as ice on a Throwback Thursday. 1991. Word to your mother. You saw that movie? And Rich. I remember it, yeah. I don't know if I've seen it entirely, but I was a big Vanilla Ice fan. So it was an honor when he was on our show on a Throwback Thursday. He's like, man, you don't even know what a Roni is. See you later, Dick. I'm like, you're the coolest guy, Vanilla Ice. It's Nick. Vanilla Ice. Every time I meet a Nick now, I think I'm going to be like, yo, see you later, Dick.
Oh,
Yo,
yeah.
VIP. Let's kick it. Covino and Rich. Shout out to all the Knicks. We'd be rocking out. Take the dick. Rock the cock. Oh, yeah. Welcome to the show. I didn't see it. I lived it. You're right. You're right. Yeah, buddies. I love me some Vanilla Ice. You know why? Because he told me that he loved me. He was like, I love you. Did say that. I think I love you. But he was on the show on a Throwback Thursday. It was a great and grand moment. I rapped for him and everything. I think I beatboxed for him. But
Did you?
maybe. I think I did Roni, yeah. I was like, Roni, Having a Roni is my favorite beatbox songs of all time.
I have to seek that out.
Having a Roni, man.
I always wonder how many random things I would never have heard of in my life. If it weren't for you.
That's not random. That was my
Like, I
favorite
don't
song.
think, how would I ever have come across what it's like having a Roni? How would I ever in my wildest dreams?
You don't know, man. That song was so big for me. He's like, you don't even know what a Roni is.
That's what I'm saying. But I don't think people realize
I was
what
like,
you.
yeah, I do.
People don't realize what you bring to the table sometimes.
I know.
Some of these
Man,
references.
I bring the heat. Vanilla Ice style.
No, my hair's bringing the heat in that photo. Look at that.
You look all chalked up in that photo.
Put out chalked up.
Yeah, look how chalked up you are.
What does your shirt say?
You look wired.
My shirt probably has some awesome poem on it.
Are those even words?
We're looking at a picture of us with Vanilla Ice from like the
don't even think
early
those are words.
2000s.
I think it says, that's what it says. Ye intruders beware.
No, it's
Crushing bones.
I don't even think it's words.
Wow.
Or is it?
So fun to
Everything-
reminisce.
The days.
The days are long.
But I bought
And the nights are so sad.
I bought it on cassette. I still have it. I think I kept it because I
Oh, you can put it
Loved
next to your Crossroads DVD.
yeah, I keep all my favorite things. Get rid of the other stuff. Anyway, thank you for being here. Very special day. End of our Patreon week. So the weekend starts tonight.
Yeah.
You know that shit is right. We got some mail time. Got some stories to tell. On a Throwback Thursday, though, I want to ask you a question. Cool? Would you like
Please.
to reminisce on a Throwback Thursday?
Bring it.
As we get ready for the conference championships this weekend.
I'm pumped.
Super pumped. I was listening to Stephen A. Smith tell a blasphemous story. Blasphemous. Kobe was a motherfucker. It's the 3rd anniversary of his death today.
Oh my God, that's right.
Kobe Bryant, Rich and I were on location for ESPN.
Yes, sir.
Miami.
I remember exactly where we were.
Got the news. We were at the airport.
We were going through TSA pre-check.
Yeah, it was an ugly memory for sure.
And the TSA guys broke character because they're usually like, "Yo, laptops in the bag." Blah, 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 blah. Like they were, they're usually like all stoic. Next, laptops in the bag. Take your shoes off. All right, your TSA pre. Keep them on. That whole deal. What's the matter, Spot?
Just got like the worst headache of like it just hit me like. Poof.
You did. All right, I was gonna say like, is he gonna fall? You okay?
Yeah, I think so.
And everyone keep an eye on this little box right here. If you don't see him, just start screaming.
Sorry, continue.
We're at the airport, and the TSA guys just break character. And instead of being all like diligent with their take your shoes off, laptops out, everyone's like, "Yo, Kobe, yo, you see that? Is that true? I hope it's not true. Yo, you see that? Yo, text me that." Everyone's phones texting at the same time.
And Jordan's aunt texted me. And I was like,
Is it true? And at first it was like, was it his whole family? Then it was like other people on the helicopter. It was like an awful moment.
I felt like everything was moving in slow motion.
And
it
then
really
we were at the
was a moment.
You and I were at the airport, and selfishly we're like, well, now we got to get on a plane. And now we got to broadcast for a week when the lingering death of Kobe Bryant is going to overshadow everything. It was just a weird feeling.
Oh, and the background, our background story, took a back seat to the real story. Everyone felt terrible, but we had to do a full-on like live monologue, almost eulogy for ESPN, because anything that we were going to talk about was squashed and his death took precedence. But we were live in Miami with like a marching band behind us.
Yo, it was
and everyone was trying to pretend to have fun in this really somber sort of mood.
It was the
But
worst.
they put us in the
broadcasting.
worst spot possible with no ideas, like no script, and like just talk about it.
Oh, you know how we talk about
But
you know how
that's what
we-
makes us professionals.
Yeah, but you know how we talk about like things you learn in your broadcasting career or anything you do? Lesson learned that day.
Do you remember how dreary everything felt?
Lesson learned that day. I would not have done it again.
No way.
I would have said, hey, listen, wrong guy. I'm going to say, like, I would have actually said, if you expect me to do some kind words about Kobe Bryant with Kansas City Chiefs fans with their face paint on behind me and a marching band, sorry, not doing that.
It was like the Super Bowl pep rally. What do they call it?
It was like
kickoff, like a kickoff. It was like the kickoff to Super Bowl week or something.
kickoff to Super Bowl week.
But it really is like a big pep rally.
Yeah, both teams come out wearing like their sweatsuits.
Kobe
Had us
Bryant died
just
this evening.
sit there with people behind us talking about Kobe Bryant. And it was the most somber sort of atmosphere.
Dude.
And so awkward for Rich and I because, I don't know, we just weren't the guys for that moment. But we still did a good job, I'm sure. But it felt really odd. And that was 3 years ago today. And
You don't have to say everything was a good job. It probably sucked.
I don't think so. I
Two
mean,
guys-
who better to handle it? I mean, aside from guys
Probably
in the
every
NBA.
other reporter.
I get that, but I'm saying I'm sure we did a good job considering the circumstance. I don't remember thinking, man, we were terrible. I remember thinking this is awkward as hell.
I don't think we were terrible, but I feel like as a programming decision, like above us, whoever let
Agreed
that
with that.
be the decision
Yeah.
stinks.
Agreed with that. So basically, any idea we had or any fun thing we're going to do for Super Bowl was squashed, and we did nothing. We sat there with microphones, and we talked about Kobe Bryant live. Like, awkward as hell.
And then we had to ask like face painted fans that were there for the 49ers or Chiefs.
Yeah.
What do you think about Kobe?
Yeah, that was awkward as hell.
So I
That was
Can't
3 years
believe
ago.
3 years ago?
Rest in peace. One of the greats. So I'm watching this clip of Stephen A. Smith. He's doing his tour, man. He's everywhere. He's like dog duty everywhere. And don't step on me. And he was on Howard Stern too, talking about his life and his pappy.
he's got a book.
Yeah. Just said that.
Oh.
promoting his book. And Howard asked him about like the balance between being a journalist and being friends with the actual players. And how do you do that, right? And Stephen A says he sets his boundaries. And hey, when we're friends, personal lives are personal lives. But what I see on the court, that's my domain, and I'm going to talk about it. And he said he would be honest, and he would talk shit about Kobe sometimes if Kobe was playing bad. And he said Kobe Bryant would get on the phone and be like, listen, motherfucker. Like you get all hard. Call me back, bitch. And he would give Stephen A talking to. Because Kobe Bryant would say, yeah, I'm doing these things because this guy's doing those things. You're not watching the game. And Stephen A would say, well, I'm talking about you. And they would fight, but they were like the best of friends. But they would fight all the time. But Kobe Bryant, the point of the story is, Kobe Bryant was so passionate about his basketball and had such a high basketball IQ that he would call up Stephen A and school him all the time, but talk shit and like really demand this sort of respect. Like he was no punk, Kobe Bryant.
Well, there's a great clip along that vein where our pal Mark Cuban. Have you ever seen this clip? Mark Cuban schools Skip Bayless. Because Skip Bayless just starts talking about like, this guy didn't want it more, this guy this.
I mean, and Richard Sherman's school and Skip Bayless might be the worst of all time.
Mark Cuban though? No, Mark Cuban's like, you don't even know what you're talking about. Like he started calling out plays that like we wouldn't even know. Like when this guy's in the post and this, why do you think Dirk did that? And Skip's like, oh, I'm just telling you. He's like, because you don't know.
Exactly.
You're like,
so that's what Kobe was saying.
Yeah, and
like,
it was
Stephen
awesome.
A would be like, you can't be, you're a selfish player taking no shots and blah, blah, blah. And Kobe would be like, you're a fool. Because I'm doing that because you realize this guy missed his last three. Every time I passed him, he dropped the ball. You're not seeing the other shit.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know what I know.
Yeah.
So he would put people in their place.
Mark Cuban telling Skip Bayless that he's a moron might have been one of my favorite clips. I'm surprised I didn't send it to you. I told you about it like a week ago. I said, it's old school, but he's pretty much telling Mark Cuban, because I think Skip Bayless said something like, when analysts on TV say things like, well, they just wanted it more. Mark Cuban's like, wanted it more?
Yeah.
How does that?
You told me about that.
Yeah, you think like, I think he was talking about the Dirk versus LeBron on the Heat finals. And he's like, want it more? What are you trying to tell? You don't think, my team won, right? But he goes, but you don't think LeBron James wanted it enough? Like, you're a moron.
Mavericks. Was it not the biggest collapse of a superstar that we've ever witnessed on a finals or championship stage?
No, I mean, first of all, it's a team game, right? You guys like to talk in complete generalities where no one can question you, right? You don't ever use facts. You don't ever use substance. You don't ever
use facts.
No.
That's all I use on this show.
What, excruciating pressure, undeniable this, you know, it's just all generalities.
There's never been a star under more pressure going into a finals, a championship series or game than LeBron James was under after 9 years and 3 league MVPs.
Well, first of all, you have the presumption that people care what you say. When guys go out there,
That's your opinion?
No, I'm talking about media in general. When guys get ready to play and they're in the locker room, they're not thinking, okay, well, what's written, what's going to be written, what's being said, right? I mean, they're getting prepared. And if you've got a good coach and you've got a good culture, then guys are ready to play.
There, but it's sort of in the vein of what you're saying about Kobe and Stephen A, where
Kobe will call him up.
Yeah, a lot of times smart players and managers and coaches and owners will be like, yeah, these people don't know what they're talking about. Like,
Kobe would call him up, according to Stephen A, and say, and don't make me wait. Like, Kobe, like, call me back.
And don't make
Before
me
you
wait.
go on the air, you better call me back. Don't make me wait. Like, he was a mean dude.
Mike Wheeler said,
he's a bad man.
Mike Wheeler said Muhammad Ali and Howard Cosell had that relationship.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I guess it's just a commonality between some superstars and big-time reporters because they want to get their shit straight.
So when it comes to talking smack, Kobe Bryant was next level, but he walked the talk, right? And he had that relationship with Stephen A. But when Stephen A. would say some shit he didn't like, he would call him up and be like, yo, listen, bitch, for real, according to Stephen A. So my question on a Throwback Thursday, as we reminisce about the passing 3-year anniversary of Kobe Bryant and his daughter and everyone else, right? There was other people on that helicopter from her team and the parents and everything else. You ever call up somebody to set them straight? You ever call up a girlfriend's new guy? You ever do anything like that? You ever like throw your weight around like you were going to do some shit, but you were just like fake hard, like 90s rappers?
Call someone
like Vanilla Ice
up to set him straight.
I've only done it once in my life. I've told the story like years ago, but it's a Throwback Thursday.
Didn't you tell some guy like, you better treat her right? That's some nonsense.
No.
Oh, okay.
But you ever put someone in their place? Maybe it wasn't like even calling them. Maybe it was like in real life. I told you I was put in my place, I'm sure a few times, but one time stands out in particular because maybe it was one of the first times. But I was working at a clothes store and this big black guy named George, I mean, he was a young guy too, but he was a big black dude, came up to me because you worked on commission back then. If you sold leather jackets, you got like $25 or something like that.
Ooh.
No, I'm not even kidding.
No, it's a nice commission.
Every leather jacket you sold. So you try to push some leather jackets, right? You sell 2 a day, that's 50 beans.
Wow.
Lit beans, bro.
Did you wear yours?
Lit beans.
What?
Did you wear yours as a selling tactic? Because if people saw you in a leather jacket, it's like the Fonz. They probably were like, I want to look like this guy.
You want to see me back in those days?
No, I don't.
On a Throwback Thursday?
I want to see the guy that got yelled at.
Yeah, I was a young kid. I actually got that job when I was 15, but I worked there for like 3 years maybe even more.
I agree with some of the feedback we're getting that I know he has supporters and fans, but I can't stand Skip Bayless either. I think that guy's just a dope. I really do. I don't understand how
all sports broadcasters are dopes.
A lot of them are. That is true, but I feel like Skip just
that was a knock at you, bozo.
I heard this guy talk about crabs yesterday.
I know.
Crabs.
What he's doing. But I feel like Skip
crabs.
Skip has just a knack. Maybe that's what makes him great. He just has a knack for really making me like want to reach through the screen and strangle.
Yeah, I mean,
is that a knack? I guess.
Sure, why not? Like I said, Richard Sherman, I think, is the worst of all time. I mean, totally owned that guy, owned him and pwned him. But setting people straight is where I'm going on a Throwback Thursday, based on the Kobe story that's gone viral just this week.
Well, Roy Kent, thank you, Kevin, for the feedback. Remember watching Ted Lasso? Roy Kent, who everyone loved.
This is the garage?
Yeah, this is Route 22, Union, New Jersey, right next to the very famous flagship. There's a big flagship. If you don't know, obviously, not everybody knows.
Did the garage?
On Route 22 in Union, there's a giant and legendary flagship, like a building that's shaped like a boat, a ship,
like a yeah.
And like the Wiz was there, a sports store was there, all different stores were there. Right next to that ship is a clothes store that I used to work at.
Is it that one that's on a little island?
Yeah, by Working Gear.
Oh, so it's not Working Gear, but
No.
it's where okay.
Yeah, it was right next to it, I think.
It's crazy.
So I worked there for years, and it was my first job ever after umpiring Little League. Throwback Thursday, there I am.
Man, what's your hat say? Yankees, of course.
And I didn't surf the internet back then. I browsed.
Yeah, what's with those eyebrows?
I don't know.
Well, he revealed on this show that, what is it? One girl said for you to like trim up your eyebrows.
Yeah, and they never grew back the same.
You did it way too much, and they never grew back the same.
I had a college girlfriend that insisted I wax like the middle part, and they never grew back.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's a true story.
Well, how far middle did your eyebrows go?
Not bad, but it was like, maybe a little fuzzy in the middle.
But you could fit a third eyebrow in between them.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Was the garage styled like a?
By the way, the girl on the left is my high school girlfriend's sister. I got her a job there.
Nice. Was the garage styled like a?
Is her hair still styled
garage,
like that?
Like a.
Yeah, there was a gas pump and stuff. Yeah. They sold a lot of Boss gear and Levi's and.
Wow.
It was a Chess King merry-go-round store.
You're not even smirking. You just didn't smile back then, huh?
That was a badass.
No, but I mean,
hard,
like, when it was like picture time, you're like, hold on, let me look angry.
It was fucking hard, bro.
No, but let me say, I want to say, did Covino, I feel like, all right, it was like, all right, I got my disposable camera.
Bro, I was down with the Wu-Tang.
Ready? On the count of 3, everyone look happy except Covino. Look like you're just this miserable guy.
Giving Vato nods, man. I was figuring out who I was. And then I realized.
It's like an interesting thought to think that like every time.
We all thought we were hard. I was a nice kid, but everyone from my town had that swag about them.
That's the difference between me and you. Like my whole life, if someone's taking a picture, I look, I smile, make a pleasant face.
Puto smile.
No, but I can't imagine you at one point in your life was like, all right, picture time. look hard.
And no, El Cucuy, that wasn't Barnando, some dude named Paul. Actually, that guy Paul in that picture was just some random guy I worked with. I thought he was like 20 years older than me, but he was maybe like 2 years older than me, if that. And he had a big influence on me, actually.
That kid?
Yeah, he was cool, man. I worked with him, and he was into music I didn't know and turned me on to a lot of dope shit, to be honest. He was the first guy that introduced me to Alice in Chains.
Is that the guy you still
really
hub?
got me
Did
into
you
Guns N' Roses?
You still hubcaps with that guy?
Nah,
was that there in your
he was a
hubcap
nice
stealing
guy.
days?
Nice dude. He was a nice dude. But you know what? That place, because I got other pictures, it was really diverse, man.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of black dudes, a lot of Hispanic people. I worked with all these different people. I worked with a guy named Willie, bro. He would talk about getting ass all the time. I never tell you about Willie, bro.
Yo,
He'd be like, Willie, yo, man, you need like tints, man? You need like tints for your car, man? I got the guy. You want me to hook that car stereo up, man? I got a guy, man. Willie, man, I'm getting ass. Willie got so much ass, dude. Willie only talked about ass and selling clothes. But there was this black dude named George, right, that I worked with. And, dude, I was on my grind for real. Like, I was a really good worker. And that's what got me to the point where I could be kind of lazy now.
So
because I worked my ass off.
here's the.
That's the flagship.
This is the flagship in Union.
What does that mean?
It's now
It's
PC
actually
Richard.
it's not a
It's a
PC.
ship.
It's shaped like
Oh,
a
it's
ship.
actually a ship. When you say
Yeah,
flagship,
see,
I thought you
it's-
meant like the first store.
Yeah, but I said
they've
it's
redone
shaped
it.
like a
But
ship.
it's like shaped like a ship. Like
See?
it has a helm. Like here, let me go to the front.
And anyone in the tri-state area knows of this.
Yeah,
'cause
see
you
how
pass it.
It's a PC Richard shaped like a boat.
Yeah,
see
but
how
it
it's
used to
like-
be a Whiz. It used to be a sporting
It
goods
has like
store.
a,
shit, look
it has
at
like a
that.
deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it actually, was it
See
designed
that?
after that, or was it a dock ship that they made into a store?
No,
Like,
it
See
was
that
actually
green and white
designed that way.
building?
And then
That's where I worked right there on the highway.
Covino worked at Mavis Discount Tire.
Yeah, right there. That's where
was-
the garage was. Yep.
Right here, right around this turnaround.
And there's a working gear right next to it, or was.
The working gear's up here.
Yep. So I worked right there, and that's where they dressed me up like a turkey on Thanksgiving.
and that's what you stood in. Like,
And by the way, for reference,
highway.
I saw someone ask. So here was the PC Richard right here, and then if you go further down up 22, this is where Hot 22 was.
Oh yeah.
Right there.
zoom
Yep,
out spots to show people where it is compared to New York City. So that's where Covino lived, right there.
Yeah, so
And
there's
then
where I
he'd
worked.
have to take the route of the bus is like just right that way.
And well, he would go to the
Yeah.
right there, right. He would go to Midtown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Midtown.
Yeah, so,
So-
So I worked there as a teen. I got the job when I was 15. This black woman named Lisa hired me. She thought I was cute or whatever. And I had a nice time there, man. I learned a lot, but we were working on commission.
Can
So
you
back
show
to
me?
the
Yeah,
story.
back to the story. But can you show me that picture one more time? Because I do want to get in the mindset of when someone takes a picture, your instinct was like, all right, let me look hard. Because I'm the opposite. You call me fucking Corny Collins.
Like black sheep, Lonnie. I had a dream that I was hard, and I lived it.
All right, picture time. Ready? All right, don't smile. Look like you're tough.
That's just how it
Yeah, but
was.
you two are smiling. Yeah, you guys could smile, but I will not.
But I am badass.
had a Yankees sweet. I love that
You two are
Yankees
zero.
hat.
You two are zeros. I'm a fucking hero.
My pomp was on point too, man.
You guys having a good time and laughing? Yeah, well, that's going to stop. Hold on.
I had hoop earrings.
Let me look hard.
I was living hoop dreams.
What's this guy's name again?
His name was Paul. He's wearing a U2 shirt, it seems. I didn't like U2, so he had no influence on me there.
You talked about the influence, and I'm going to write this down so when you're done
Paul
with your
liked
story.
shit. I was way like into Wu-Tang or some shit. I don't know, but I liked rock as well. He got me into other music that I think I would have gotten into, but he sold me on it.
I have the funniest story to go after you.
Okay.
When it comes to, you talked
Influence?
about the influence like at a job.
Yeah.
Because I had possibly, if you're saying this guy was cool and had a cool influence on you.
No, he was kind of goofy. He just liked good music.
I had
I liked him.
goofiest coworker.
Yeah,
And I
he
have a story. I have a story.
He was goofy. I knew
I
he
have
was
a story.
goofy then,
And
but
he
we
was-
got along.
And he was older, so he had pull. So, but I'll tell you when you're done. Go ahead.
So, no, Paul was kind of a dorky guy. I was there getting ass with Willie. Oh, that guy Paul was, but he had good musical taste and he was a cool dude. I liked him.
Putting
I
you
haven't
in your
talked to
place.
him in years. So we worked with this black dude named George. His sister worked there too. I remember that. I thought me and George were cool as hell, bro. Honestly, George was my boy. I've told you this story.
Yeah.
Quick story.
Quick story.
We'd be bullshitting all the time. Me, George, Teddy Love, comedian who was on this show years ago. We'd laugh about Mr. Butt. Mr. Butt would come in late at night.
Mr. Butt.
And we'd be closing. Mr. Butt would be wanting to try on Levi's. We're like, what the fuck? Mr. Butt's here again. He had a big
Mr.
ass.
Butt.
Mr. Butt would come in like, fuck.
Mr. Butt.
We're trying to get out of the store. We're fucking closing down.
Mr. Butt.
Anyway, I'm on my grind trying to sell these leather jackets. And unbeknownst to me, I'm helping people out. Remember when people used to help people at the store? Can I help you with anything? Hey, welcome.
I said it the other day to someone. I feel like when I go in stores now, I'm the one that's like, all right, have a good day now.
Yeah. So my job was, hey,
Enjoy.
welcome.
You go to the gym, you sign in little fingerprint or whatever. You're the one that's like, hey, how are you?
Can I get you a size 32, Levi's? What do you want? 505, 550?
No one says hi anymore. You know the only people that say hi?
Silver tab.
People at a car dealership and a furniture store. Because that's the only
Remember,
time.
we got commission on leather
got
jackets. And we had the key to unlock the leather jackets.
Oh, the key.
Yeah. So I saw people scoping out the leather jackets. Oh, unlock it for them. Oh, got a nice little probably $25 out of it. George came right up to me, man. And like I said, he was my boy. He fucking gave me the solid finger to the chest.
Like a firm
so
one?
hard that it hurt me. Like, and he kept doing it. He's like, he said something along the lines of, I feel like I remembered the line and just forgot it. Like, it was like a Stanley T line. Like, you don't know me like that.
You mess with a man's money,
cool,
you mess with his
cool.
you mess with a man's money, you mess with his heart or something.
Yeah, and he said this though. This I do remember. Like, don't you ever take money out of my pocket again. And I was like, damn, George means business. But he was like, fucking hit me in the chest with it. And I was like, fuck. George put me in my place. I didn't like it. So I had to explain. Yo, listen, dude, I didn't know that this was your customer, that you were already helping him. Get it? So I was coming from a place of, yo, you're bothering the wrong dude. He thought I intercepted that sale. I didn't. Of course I didn't. I didn't know. George was my guy. If I knew he was helping him, I wouldn't have done that. I wasn't that aggressive and that much of a dick, even though I was hard as hell in that picture. I was a nice guy. But George didn't see it that way. He didn't know.
Locals.
Yeah. So he fucking got in my face, and he was big as hell. Got in my face. Don't ever fuck with my money again. Don't ever do that again.
I don't blame him.
And that was it. He was talking smack. The only time I talked smack back, well, not the only time, but that I really was like way out of my character is the first girlfriend I ever lost ever in my life. Because you're learning the ropes and you don't know what to do. And you're wearing wife beaters and you think you're a badass. I don't know what was going on, but my high school girlfriend left me for another kid that we went to high school with. He was a year older.
Yeah. Happened to me too. The year older kid.
Yeah, it was the year older kid. And I fucking couldn't believe it, man. I could not believe it. And I was not intimidated by this kid at all, even though these were the stages of life where he was juicing up. Like he went from
he was a man
kid to like, no, he was juiced. Everyone in my town was juiced. Kid was on steroids, no question. He went from little Italian kid to jacked Italian kid, like within a year. But I still knew him as little. I didn't care.
My brother was probably their supplier.
I bet. No, yeah.
Likely.
Or vice versa.
Likely.
Or vice
We're
versa.
talking mid-90s. Every kid, especially every Italian kid, not to stereotype, but it's true, in my town, because it's really all I knew, they were on steroids. Not just saying that, on steroids. They're chalked up, but like on steroids. So this kid went from pipsqueak to fucking ripped diesel dude. Right? But I was just like, fuck that kid. And I called him up on the phone. I would harass him, bro. I'd be like, listen, motherfucker. I would be like, yo, you don't fucking play. I gave him the George treatment. I'm like, yo, you ever do this shit? So I would call him up and he'd be like, yo, listen, man. That's on her, not on me. Like, it's over, bro. Get over it. It's in between us. I'm gonna make it between us, bro. If I fucking see you, you're dead. I would try to talk so hard.
You did all that
stuff?
stuff?
I would call him and fucking. You don't understand how like mad I was.
It's embarrassing looking back, right?
So embarrassing. Yeah, of course. I'm a lame-o.
If I see you, I'll fuck you up.
Yeah, I'll fucking kill you. Ah! Wu-Tang. I was.
Sorry. Did you drop a Wu-Tang?
No, he did. Yeah, he did.
How old was I? I was like 19, maybe. So I was out of high school.
The maturity was just.
Yeah, the maturity was the
Teeming
weakest.
over.
I was 19 going on 14, right? I was a bozo. But
now you're just 46.
I was trying to
going on
pull the
19.
Kobe Bryant and trying to put him in his place and be like, you don't fucking know. But I didn't know how lame I was. And you live and you learn. You never do that again. That's what most people do. I never, ever, never, ever have done that again. That's
The older guy's hard to beat. Even Mauser chimed in.
Yeah.
He goes, for him, my older guy that he lost a girl to. It's like drove an IROC and he was on the football team. It's like, I'm not going to beat this guy. I'm just not going to beat him.
I fucked that up, though. I don't think my high school girlfriend would have ever. She married that guy. I don't think she would have ever left me if I didn't fuck it up.
You would have married your high school sweetheart.
Probably, yeah. Probably would have been one of those guys.
Think you would have been divorced
no
twice then?
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah.
You think you would have kept your penis in your pants from 18 till now?
Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah.
You would have stayed married, but you probably would have been up to no good.
I would have been probably happy, though. Great person.
No, I mean, you would have been...
Simple, different life, though.
Yeah, you would have been shenanigan boy on the side.
Could have been simple life.
Yeah, maybe she wouldn't have cared.
Who knows? But
She
either
look
way,
all right now?
Yeah. She married that dude. They have a beautiful family, beautiful kids. Their kids are all grown, like, right? So
Wasn't there a little bit of a pattern of Good Luck Chuck, the Dane Cook movie, where there's like 3 exes of yours that married the next guy, right?
Yeah, almost all of them. But yeah, after me, man, they're like, fuck that. Everybody's great after me. I'm a lot to deal with. I know
I thought
that.
every man was difficult and self-absorbed.
Yeah.
No?
But the point of the story was I pulled a Kobe in the worst way possible. Kobe, demanded, earned his respect. I was just being a fucking young, immature idiot, but I was calling people to put them in their place.
So have you ever...
I didn't make a habit of it, but I did it.
Have you ever, quote, put someone in their place? I have a couple stories.
Quick story.
Our buddy Stanley T from the Morning Mashup. Yeah, baby, Stanley T. Mr. Dinklebeans. We were all in Vegas drinking and having fun. You guys remember this. I have one of my high school buddies that happened to be in Vegas at the same time. And we're all having fun, laughing, drinking. And everyone was going back and forth, busting balls. And...
Oh, by the way, I've had these conversations again.
With Stan?
No,
Oh.
like with other guys, but just like I wasn't looking for them. You know what I mean?
Like you were the recipient.
Not the recipient. Like it just sort of happens, you know?
Like, yo, fuck off, man. Like,
yeah. Not to give too much detail, but I've had that, in the past few years. Like a lot of shit talk. I was on vacation. I was in Mexico.
I remember this story. I didn't know you would ever tell this story.
I'm not going to tell the story.
No.
I'm just saying I was in Mexico, like living my best life. And I got a phone call from my ex's dude. And it's like, it did not go the way I wanted it to go.
Oh.
It got fucking weak.
Because the minute someone says some mean shit, then it's like, gloves off.
Yep. Yeah. And
I think
want to hear anything.
Covino's 3,000 miles away and he took off his earrings and necklace.
In my
Hold on.
defense, you're telling me stuff about my daughter or my kid. Like, even if he was right, I didn't want to hear it, especially on vacation, a few drinks in me. And it got ugly. I'm not proud of those moments. I'm just saying, like, I've never engaged in them in that way since I was a teen. Maybe I was 20. At the most, I was 20. But go ahead, Stanley T. I'm sorry.
No, Stanley T. We were just telling jokes. And, with your buddies, you could tell Covino a Mexican joke because you're his boy. You could tell a black joke to Stan because we're boys. But one of my buddies made some type of black guy joke to Stan, and Stan laughed. But then he did a little like, yeah, that's funny. But you don't know me that way.
Oh,
relax.
You don't know me like
that.
grabbed
his shirt and was like, I like you.
Son.
That's funny, but you don't know me that way. And I was like, ooh. So I've seen that happen.
Who did he do that to? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Who? Write it down.
I can say it, but I think my buddy Sean from high school.
Oh,
Matt's
really?
older brother.
Oh, wow.
I think they were in town. I think it was like but they're cool now. They've known
Right.
each other for years, but it was like I don't know you that well.
Yeah, you can't cross lines that quick.
And we're all drinking too, so I think emotions were probably a little like, ooh. Your buddy, I don't know which one it was. If you're talking about putting people in their place.
Putting people.
I love, putting people. Wasn't there an awful story you've told? You could rehash it real quick. An awful, blue waffle type of story. Where the new guy, all right, your buddy broke up with a girl. The new guy would call your buddy who is the ex and be like, yeah, I'm fucking your girl. Listen. Yeah. Wasn't there a story like that where imagine you broke up with your girlfriend and her new guy was like, yeah, I'm the new guy. You know how you know I'm the new guy? Here's audio of me fucking her. And he's like, ah.
Yeah.
That's Swat. Do you know the story?
It wasn't me. It was my one of my friends.
Was that awful?
My friends would get phone calls and he was being harassed by the new dude.
The new dude's like, yo, I'm the new dude. So
Here's
don't
the proof.
Don't even try to call her. I'm the new guy and I'm here to stay. And if you don't believe me, listen to this. And it would be like audio of him banging the girl. So now you know. I was like, oh my God, that's brutal.
Yeah, I forgot about
Stan. Oh, putting someone in their place. Putting someone in their place. is always based on, could I whoop their ass? I don't care what you say.
Of course.
I don't care what you say.
I think I have audio of the call. Is this it?
Words of wisdom. Drop that 0 and get with the hero.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That was it.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Later, Dick. It's Nick.
Oh yeah, when I was
Excuse me?
when I was calling that kid.
See you later, Dick. It's Nick. Oh, yeah. Nick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I definitely thought, I could take him. 100% has to do with that.
Well, no, because I joke about that with the softball guys I hang with. It's a dumb analogy, but I'm the king of analogies. When we're playing softball, it's at a park. It's at a public LA park. So you can imagine sometimes someone's not paying attention, and you can imagine how frustrating it is. Someone just starts cutting across the field, and you're like, "Whoa, hey, we're playing here." Like some guy starts walking his dog through left field, and you're like, "Yeah, timeout.
I'm playing here."
No, honestly, I'm the calm guy. Like, hey, man, dude, we're playing. Like, you probably didn't notice. These boneheads I play with all start getting real mean. Like, hey, fuckhead, get off the field. We're playing. What the fuck you doing? Everyone gets so mad. Now, if it's a fucking big dude or some fucking jack guy, it goes from get the fuck out of here to like, hey, my man. Okay. And it's just so reflective of when guys are willing to mouth off. If it's some fucking wimp, very easy to mouth off. If it's some big dude, you're not going to do the same. It's very funny. And I took the same approach. I was coming back from Ralph's. I told you the story where I'm with Emmy and some jerk off is driving in like a little shitty car with a spoiler on it. Like guy that like souped up
spoilers though.
This guy souped up like a Corolla.
Rich
That type of guy.
The Corolla was all chocked up.
It was all chalked up.
It. Rich is the biggest fan of spoilers.
He is.
And this jerk off's going, no joke. Victory, where you used to live off of Victory. It's like a street we go up, about 40, 45 miles an hour, maybe 50 tops during a stretch, but you're not like, that's
I didn't experience any Victory on Victory.
How fast do you go on Victory?
So the stretch from Valley Circle to like today, when I went to pick up our mail, from like Valley Circle to Platte, there's really nothing going on.
You're going, that's a school zone too.
Yeah.
No, there's no school zone there.
You pass a high school.
Yeah, you pass a high school.
No, the high school's over here.
All right. Well, anyway, maybe you're the guy then.
No, high school's on Valley Circle.
Everyone's going like everyone's going like 35 to 45. 50 pushing, but that's fair because it's a good pace, right? And this jerk off's going like 75 miles an hour down like cutting. He gets to a red light. See him open his window. All vape fucking smoke comes out.
Was he in a Mini Cooper?
And I pull up behind him because I'm with Emmy, and I'm like, this guy was probably like 5 feet away from clipping me because he was just weaving in and out. I pulled up to his car and I pulled like, hey, you little shit, you better slow the fuck down or someone's going to fuck you up one day. Wow. And he goes,
it sounds like you were all chalked up.
And he goes, no, what he does? He goes like this, he goes, oh,
you must have been on
sorry,
that workout.
And he like rolls up his window. Little fuck.
Well, you could, your kid will ignite that.
Yeah.
For sure. Like,
we're not going to hit
even if that guy will kick your ass.
Oh.
Defending your kid will put you in beast mode for sure.
If you're a parent and some asshole like speeds down your side street.
Yeah.
How many times do you feel like your dad was probably like, who's this asshole on our street? You get all possessive of like your street and your neighborhood and your house. And I feel that.
So on a Throwback Thursday, just thinking about the times where you
keep your fucking kids out the street.
You lost your cool and you made an immature move and you regret it. But it's all in honor of Kobe Bryant.
Cars. Fuck off.
Because of Kobe Bryant putting, if he was putting Stephen A in his place, I'm sure he was putting everybody in their place if they stepped out of line. And he did have that, that Mamba mentality.
And as far as broadcasters not knowing shit, someone made a good comment earlier, but Spot found the clip, I guess, in the middle of my thought. I was saying Ted Lasso. Remember Roy Kent? Roy Kent. He quit that sports network because he's like, we're just up here criticizing shit and you guys know nothing. Remember that was his whole thing? He's like, I play the game. You guys don't know shit. And that's why he quit. So there's a lot of blowhards out there. And you talked about influences at work. You had a guy playing you cool music. When I worked at Ann Taylor.
Was it Ann Taylor or Ann Taylor Loft?
It was Loft, but I didn't think anyone would know what that meant.
Yeah. The Loft was like the
spin-off store.
Right.
Like a more casual, it's like casual women's work clothing. Ask me why I worked there because there's a reason.
Why did you work there?
because I was interning full-time at PLJ.
Right.
I was working at Syracuse on the weekend. So I was doing this fucking crazy back and forth life.
Yeah.
And my best friend, Christina, her mom's best friend ran the whole store. So it was like, oh, we could have Richie could work here and make his own hours and just work in the stockroom. And I was like, make my own hours, work at the mall near me. Essentially, all I had to do was take women's clothing out of plastic bags, put it on a hanger, steam them, and then be like, all right, they're ready to go on the floor. So literally, all I did was sit in the back room, steaming clothes and listening to music. It was actually a pretty sweet job. It just sounds lame because it's Ann Taylor, right? But so I steamed clothes and I'm like, all right, they're ready to go. The dude that was the head, I guess, dude that worked in the back was like some beachy guy that wore a Hawaiian shirt every day. He was probably in his 20s, like nerdy guy in his 20s. Back then, I felt like he was, in my mind, he was 50. Well, looking back, I was 19, so he was probably only like 26, maybe. But in my mind, he was 106. All he listened to, he had his Hawaiian shirt on, his floppy hair, and he would listen to the best.
By the way, I still don't understand why you worked at Ann Taylor. Did you get anything out of that?
Yeah,
I made my own hours, and it was an easy job.
Friends, whatever.
All right, if you're working in the radio world, and if at any moment someone could be like, hey, we need you to do this, or we need you to do this, or the flexibility of saying you make your own hours, you're allowed to do 30 hours a week. So I'd be like, all right, this week, is it cool if I come in Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday?
How long do you think you worked there?
A summer.
Just a summer job.
You were just interning, so it wasn't like you were at their beck and call. You had a schedule.
Yeah, but I'm saying I intern in the morning multiple days a week, and then in the afternoon I would pick which days were best for me to come in.
Okay, gotcha.
This guy, nonstop every single day, listened to the best of Jimmy Buffett CD.
Absolutely.
I know.
That's why you always wear flip-flops now.
Bro, I know. As a son of a sailor. I know every Jimmy Buffett song to this day. Like, this guy could have been a cool musical influence on me. But when he's the guy running shit, and he's like, yeah, that's what we're listening to today. Every day, Jimmy Buffett.
I love how the show just writes itself, because
every day.
Something else I was going to talk about is exactly to do with this. And I didn't plan on talking about that guy's musical influence on me and this guy's musical influence on Rich. But my daughter, let's see if you guys can solve the riddle, okay?
It's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's see.
Yeah, that's some corny shit.
Yeah.
Do it. But
why don't we get drunk? Volcano.
But I'm sure you hear those songs and they take you back to that
Margaritaville. When I tell you, it was like this guy was just chilling in his Hawaiian shirt, probably stoned, every day. Popped in the CD, Jimmy Buffett's greatest hits. Now, I don't hate Jimmy Buffett. He's like, yeah, I get it. It's like beachy, fun music, but not my style. But that summer, all I had to hear was cheeseburger in paradise, paradise.
I remember I used to have to steam clothes too at that same clothes store. And
you know that deal? You take it out of the packaging?
We would put a tablet in there in the steaming machine called Unger the Pill. I don't even know what that means, but that's what it said on the label. Unger, like Felix Unger, Unger the Pill. And I guess that helps the steaming process. Yeah. I have no idea. Either way, my daughter hit me up, and I was going to bring this up. I didn't know how they tied together, though, but they tied together miraculously.
Look at that.
Unintentionally, organically. And she goes, Dad, my teacher, Mrs. Rowenthal.
Hi, Mrs. Rowenthal.
Played a song in class. So I think everybody had like one teacher at least that was some sort of musical influence because they were like bringing their vibe into the classroom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mrs. Rowenthal was playing her 90s mix, and there's a song, and I've heard it before. I know it from you, and I can't remember what it was, and it's bothering me, and she was trying to get it. She goes, it's like Cranberries, but it's not. You got to help me. She was like in a frantic, like, got to help me figure out the song.
And this is like to you? What? This is the best question your daughter could ask you.
I'm like, definitely 90s? She's like, maybe early 2000s. Kids don't have any perspective or gauge of that, right? But they do, but they don't. She says, I'm pretty sure it's 90s. It's Cranberries-ish. I said, so definitely a woman lead singer.
Mazzy Star?
So I was just going through the Rolodex. What's the Rolodex? Of all the 90s
Tori Amos
rock stars that could have fallen into the Cranberries category. I said, was it a rock song? She's like, yeah, it's definitely a rock song. And it's so funny because
feel like
I had a song in my
Hole's a little
mind
too hard.
and it was the only song I didn't, and only band I didn't throw out there. It was like, if I had, all right, fine. Is it blank? She was like, yes, but it's the one I reserved. I was like, Hole.
No, too hard.
like-
Too hard to be
I
compared
was
to
like, oh,
Cranberries.
Tracy Bonham, Mother. You
Too
know that
hard.
one.
Oh,
Yeah.
what about the chorus? Leave me breathless.
And
Anything
it's so
Alanis?
funny because it's a song that I liked too, and it's a polarizing song. Some people love it, some people hate it.
Oh, is
And
it
it's
What's Up by Four Non Blondes?
Andrew Hart fucking nailed it. What's up, Four Non Blondes?
I fucking hate that song.
Yeah,
I fucking love that song.
it's a great song, and I don't know why, but like in the back of my mind, I'm like, Four Non Blondes.
Can I
What's
play
up,
the,
man? Nah, it wouldn't be that one.
Can I play the dance remix
No,
version?
play the slow version. The dance remix stinks.
So she finally reached out to the teacher, and the teacher told her, yeah. But it's funny because now that teacher, I played it for her, right? She hears that through me, I'm sure on Lithium or whatever. But the teacher played it. She's like, oh yeah, I like the song.
This is Linda Perry, correct?
Linda Perry, who wrote a lot of
right.
Pink
She went on to
songs.
be a pop scribe.
What's funny about
Used
Linda
it on
Perry?
Pop 2K.
What's funny about Linda Perry?
She wrote
is
a
that
lot of pop hits.
I heard an interview with her, and she talked about how the most fascinating thing about being a songwriter is this first big hit she had that she literally just made in her bedroom and couldn't comprehend how the song that she made in her bedroom just messing around became a song that the world knows. Like, she's like, I still don't. I think it was on like Pop Rocks on Sirius XM or something. She was talking about how hearing this song is like, this is a song like I was in my bedroom when I was a kid, and it.
Amazing.
You know.
But I went from Letters to Cleo to Republica to Veruca Salt trying to figure it out. And it was the most obvious one.
This is one of my
Cranberries
This is one of my
were
top
never that
20.
hard.
This is one of my top 25 songs of the 90s, I think. And that's
Yeah.
not like a rock song. Like, I think as far as like pop songs, I think this is a top 25.
But
I
it's
love
funny
it.
because there's a lot of songs, like, can you trace them back? That's the homework assignment for the day. Like, there's certain songs that you really like. Where do you trace them back? Who do you give the credit to? Like, even though I'm sure Melody liked the song because it was familiar because she heard it from me, her teacher played it for her and she fucking loved it.
I dated a girl in college that.
And I had a teacher that would play Led Zeppelin. I mean, obviously, you know, and Pink Floyd and bands like that. Obviously, my mom would play that shit growing up, but you know, I remember clearly, like, okay, cool. He's mixing it up with a cool vibe. And I remember he played like Pink Floyd, and I probably learned maybe a few songs I wouldn't have known if it wasn't for him.
I remember that song well. I always liked that song. My college girlfriend was from California, and she was like a West Coast hippie. She was
My
like
friend Dana was from California.
She was very like borderline like overboard, like feminist, LA chill. That was her vibe, right? And I remember you remember songs because you like defines that person. I remember like always laying in her bed, just chilling in college, like her and I just hanging out and listening to like Jackson Browne, Counting Crows. She was into like, what would you say? Would that be like mellowy type of like
Lilith Fair type?
Like Lilith Fair rock type? Like it was like Counting Crows,
Was she a
Jackson
cornflake
Browne.
girl?
Yeah, but she wasn't like I don't shave my pits, I'm fucking flower girl hippie.
She was
It
like Paula Cole?
No, she was just like feminist type of girl and was like Fiona Apple. I don't know. It's like, you get the vibe of people. And you're right. Certain music genres and vibes.
I never was a cornflake girl either. I was a Cocoa Pebbles boy.
Which is a Fruity Pebbles guy.
Yeah,
And
I
you've
was
dated,
I was a Captain Crunch guy.
You've dated like a dancey New York girl.
By the way,
I listened to KTU.
Speaking of that shitty like music, I was so wrong. I every once in a while you're so wrong about a song. I used to hate Cornflake Girl by Tori Amos. Fucking love that song.
Now you love it?
I love it. I'm like, I was way wrong about it. That song's awesome. I love it. So it's a good song. Is it? But I was like, Cornflake Girl, fuck out of here with that. You and your hairy armpits.
Did she have hairy armpits?
No, she didn't. I'm
No,
saying
it's
girls
Paul
that
Cole.
liked it. But I hear the song now, man, I'll fucking hit it, repeat. Skip that back. I want to hear that again. So Throwback Thursday, some reminiscing, your influences, the times you got hard, like Kobe Bryant.
Girl we shared our office
Talking
with.
smack.
At Sirius XM. Love Tori Amos.
I hate Tori Amos.
But I like that part. You bet your life it is. I was more of a Captain Crunch sort of dude.
Jimmy Buffett. Okay.
Or a Cookie Crisp kid.
I was like an Apple Jacks kind of kid.
Apple Jacks?
Yeah. Then I got Cookie Crisp.
Sometimes I wonder what the influence was.
I lived in a honeycomb
Because I feel like I've had every cereal in my life.
Same.
So, like, what were your
wait,
parents?
hold on. It's a very sensitive subject. I don't want to talk. My mom gets mad when I say we grew up on cereal.
That's all you ate, right?
Dude,
What?
I mean, fucking by the box.
Like, was it a this is on sale thing? Were we the influence? Like, hey, Mom, I want Cookie Crisp this week. Was it?
I think it was what your parents bought that might have been on sale or that they knew you liked.
Because I've had every like there was
my
no
mom bought
consistent
corn
cereal. in our
pops,
house.
honeycomb, like shit that I don't think a lot of people really bought.
No consistent
But
cereal.
then I felt like there were ones that weren't in the regular rotation, which makes me think, were they more expensive? Or because maybe they meant more to me. Like, I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but it was not in the regular rotation.
That wasn't invented when I was a little kid. Came out. When did it come out? Because
What?
And you
it
were
was
talking
never
about
part of my
cinnamon
little
toast
kid
crunch.
rotation.
Cinnamon
It had to come out in like late
Toast
80s,
crunch.
mid
This
to
guy,
late 80s.
this guy would say, you would say all the time, like Captain Crunch. I would never in my house.
Peanut Butter Crunch was the fucking.
Never. We never had
Shiz Bam Snappy.
Captain Crunch. Never
I
made
had,
it. Never
it was
made
always
the cut.
Peanut Butter Crunch.
Fruity Pebbles did.
Kidding me?
Cheerios.
Dude,
All these.
You know how
cinnamon-
like we're very much a Beatles family. We're a fucking Captain Crunch family, bro.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch was first released in 1984.
See, so my early childhood was all about Captain Crunch, not Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Wasn't Cinnamon Toast Crunch just basically like
Golden Grams, kind of.
life?
No.
More like Golden Grams with cinnamon.
Grams of cinnamon.
Anyway,
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is the one cereal where the generic bag of it at the supermarket, you could taste the major difference. I've done the experiment on all of them over the years because the big bags are way cheaper. You can't tell unless it's Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
The name was later changed to Cinnamon Grams, similar to Golden Grams. Nice. In the UK.
See?
So it's very, yeah, you're right.
But I was like 8 or 9. I had already made up my mind about certain cereals.
I feel
I'm
like-
a Cocoa
You know what
Pebbles
is that? You know
boy.
what my family was big on? Rice Krispies, but putting like a spoonful of like sprinkling a spoonful of sugar over the Rice Krispies. You ever do that?
Oh, yeah, we did that.
100%.
Like I think it was like,
But it would make it,
but then you at the bottom you would have that sugary milk. Oh.
yeah, but it would make, wouldn't it make it like pop or puff more or something when you put the sugar on?
Well, it just made it taste better.
Yeah, it just made it taste better. I just remember getting a big bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. My mom would do. I got like one spoon of like sprinkle the sugar and then the milk.
I love this.
We'd always have
Crackle
Honey
Pop.
Nut Cheerios, and I would sprinkle Nestle Quik over it, make it like chocolate milk with Honey Nut Cheerios.
To me, I feel like my family. My dad was a big Fred Flintstone fan, which is why I think we were with Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa. Fruity and Cocoa Pebbles were big.
Still big in my life. I just try to avoid them. But that
You ever
cereal.
feel-
You know what? I learned a fact that I don't think I knew. Because I still go down a cereal aisle and I hear the captain. I do. I hear him. And I hear Fred fucking calling my name. But I hear the captain like, it's me. Right?
Covino, remember me.
Let's destroy the Soggies like we used to. And I'm like, oh man, Captain, I can't. I'm not a little boy anymore. But I saw what? Why'd you look at me like that?
Funny. It's funny.
What, the captain
Just
called me?
picturing Covino walking down there. Covino, remember me? Oh, Captain Crunch.
I'm sorry, guys.
I'm trying to get ripped. I can't.
Sorry.
And I agree with, by the way, who said it?
It's still the best aisle in the
Kevin said
supermarket.
Rice Krispies with some sugar and a cut up banana. That was like I think that's what it looked like on the box.
But did you know that if you look at every cereal mascot, they're not looking at the box. They're not looking at straight ahead. They're looking down. You know why? They're saying, "Who bite me Lucky Charms?" at the little kid. The little kid looking up. They're like, the captain.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So the mascots are all looking down, so the kid at the grocery
make
store.
eye contact, look,
That's fucking
Ben.
If
So
that's
Ben is
true.
like,
If that's true.
Cereal box psychology.
Yeah, I
Why
know that.
Captain Crunch is making eye contact with your kid.
And Lucky, the Lucky fucking Charm, and look at these guys. Wow, look, see, they're all looking
you
down.
might not notice it when you walk down the cereal aisle, but your child does. You're being watched.
What?
Cereal
Yeah, so
mascots
Ben is like, "Whoa."
are designed to
Toucan
make eye
Sam is
contact
like-
with you. A Cornell University study shows that cereal mascots are designed to make eye contact with you.
Ain't that wild?
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Wow.
Maybe that's why I don't connect like I used to, but
Marketing's fascinating.
yeah, it is fascinating. But it makes so much sense. A little kid going down the aisle, they're all looking at him. So Ben is walking down here. He's like, "Why is Count Chocula staring at me?"
It's like how old cigarette ads, everything used to lead to like the vagina or the penis.
Tony says this is a thing. Yeah, it's marketing.
Wow.
Yeah,
You know that,
they're
right?
putting thought into that.
It's pretty wild.
Like back in the day, all the angles used to like lead to
Oh yeah.
between your legs.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
So
didn't know
marketing,
that either.
subliminal marketing.
Subliminal marketing.
Yeah, those
It's
guys
a
aren't looking at
huge
you.
thing. I remember studying that in school.
I wonder if you look at the Quaker Oat guy, he's looking at you because he's like, you're an old guy.
Yeah.
Now he's looking down because the person's all hobbled.
Yeah.
I used to be a lot taller.
Yo, why is it stop looking at me, Quaker? I'm not that old.
Sugar Bear.
Life changed when the captain stopped looking at me.
Yeah, Sugar Bear was a straight G, said John ZL. Yes, cereal was a big part. You know, cereal is...
Yeah, you lose once you lose your childlike wonder, then they no longer look at you.
Yeah. Cereal is one of those things that is high on the list of something you had all the time, then you didn't probably have for 20 years of your life, and then when you have kids, it's in your house again. Like, I went probably 20 years of my life without having a box of cereal.
By the way, make that conscious thought next time you go down the aisle with Emmy and Ben.
Yeah.
See if they're like
See if they notice. Yeah, like, oh.
Yeah, but they don't know. They're not going to know.
Subconscious.
But like,
subliminal.
yeah. Why do you want that?
Because he's staring at me. He's looking at me. Oh.
He told me to buy Lucky Charms.
If you don't go with
all
your
right.
kid, if you don't go with your kids, are they just all meat gazing?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, meat gazers. Stop looking at my fucking junk.
Stop looking at my junk, Captain Capitan Crunch.
Yeah, fruity pebble.
No joke, Fruity Pebble.
Toucan Sam. Anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with us. Talking smack on a Throwback Thursday. Calling up the new guy.
Talking honey smacks.
I have a question for you. Another question for you.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. I'm all chalked up.
I know. I'm feeling chalked up.
Are you?
Too.
You have to tell you promised to tell that story today.
Yeah, it's not I'm just feeling
I gave you a list of things to discuss, and you haven't gotten to one of them. You were supposed to start the show with two things.
I'm feeling chalked up. What can I say?
There was a poll on our Carl page, Ian Kennedy and the Carls. It's not our page, but why do you talk smack? Speaking of talking smack, on that page, Facebook Carls, Covino and Rich listeners.
Talking honey smack.
Yeah. Jim Ramsey, this guy, smack talking.
This guy. This fucking guy.
The unofficial consultant
Something.
of the CNR show. I like Jim. He put a poll up about Uber Eats. Like, hey, how do you get your food delivered? Something like that. I don't know. He's taking a poll, doing his research. And it said something about, do you use Uber Eats? It was interesting to me because I just had a conversation about this with my kid. The poll was, have you ever used Uber Eats or another custom food delivery service, pizza excluded? Because pizza and Chinese delivery has always been a thing, right? So, and of course, the majority of our listeners were like, yeah, I do.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
What is that?
Just a little snack.
That
Little
doesn't
snack.
look little at all.
Fucking
Can you show that,
little
please?
snack.
I want you to
Yes.
show what a little snack means to you.
What's a little snack?
No, please show it a little. What I saw come in looked like a fucking.
Full on Ruby
5-course
Tutti Fresh and Fruity.
meal.
Yeah.
Can you show that, please?
No.
A little.
It's a buttered croissant.
All right, that's not.
It's a buttered everything croissant.
It looked much bigger than it was.
Yeah, it's a little snackaroo.
Yeah. Oh, a snack.
Oh,
yeah.
you put. I didn't know it was a snack. A roux.
Yeah.
How do you put the a roux?
I
at the end?
just need a little fuel. I have a long day.
That's yeah. Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I can honestly say that I have never ordered delivery. I refuse.
In your
Refuse.
life? In your
life.
In my life.
In your life.
Outside of like college, I have
Oh, if I didn't have Jordan like telling me not to, I would do it all
never
the time.
ordered delivery. I refuse. And I know there's a whole delivery boy system, but like I will always opt for pickup and carry out. I refuse.
Sebastian
I'll tell you this.
Sebastian Maniscalco says like his dad would tell him.
It was the delivery guy.
Yeah, like what? Why we need a delivery guy? We got you.
I think it's a waste of money and time because you're relying on other people's time, like to get it there on time. They're not paying attention to your food. They're just throwing it in their car, and it's going to take twice as long and twice as much.
Jordan doesn't trust what people do with the food.
And go pick everything up.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where it is. I'm going to pick it up.
Well, I will confess this. I've never used Uber Eats ever. I don't know how it works. I've never done it. I mean, I'm familiar with it, but like my sister and her family, they live on it like every day. They're always using that shit, right? But it's funny because I never thought of this, and I couldn't believe my ears. Again, we're in Los Angeles, right?
Uh huh.
And by the way, do you use it?
I
What's your feelings on it?
On occasion. I don't want to agree with Spot, but I will to some extent. I don't like the I don't like the upcharges.
Are you sure you want to agree with him?
I don't like the I don't like the upcharges. I don't like the upcharges because
especially now, like when you used to order direct from the places.
Well,
that's
stuff
like a $5
no, but
delivery charge.
that's my rub. That's my exception. Like if I order pizza, if it's a Friday night or Saturday night and I'm having pizza with the kids, or let's say we're having people over for a game or a fight, if it's like order pizza, I'm not going to leave my own house during an event or a party to go pick up food. However,
to me, that's just it's such the norm. It's like.
Yeah.
But you know what? Hypocritical in a way.
But
it's
you
like,
know what?
Oh, pizza's okay, but everything else is off limits.
I'll give you the thing. Domino's. There's a Domino's. I haven't been to Domino's in a couple months, but Domino's though is there's a Domino's within a mile from here. You probably don't even know where it is, Spot. It's right where you pick up your mail.
I know where it is.
And
in that little
so
where the coffee bean and tea leaves.
Yeah. So there have been times, Spot, where I'm like, all right, Sarah, what do you? Oh, we're gonna do Domino's. Oh, we haven't done that in a couple months. Let's do Domino's. I'm in the mood.
Domino's.
Now I could do Domino's, and you go on the app.
I like to Dom some
and it's like, hey, do you want pick? And everyone always says delivery. I did pickup. It goes from 45 minutes to 15 minutes, and no charge. And it's no joke, a 3-minute drive from my house tops. So I'm like, you know what? I do pick up often.
Yeah, but I'm so good at being lazy.
I'll give you one.
Nah,
There's good at it.
You know, you guys think I have fast food ever.
Put on your Crocs and go out and pick up that food.
You're right. You guys think I have?
You're right, but think of the hypocrisy, right? We've pizza's acceptable.
You guys
because we grew up and people deliver pizza, but anything else is not. That makes no sense.
You guys think I eat fast food every day? I know that's your joke, but our buddy Matt was over here recently, visiting from New York. And he was sitting on our couch. We were watching The Last of Us like 2 weeks ago. He was here. You saw him.
I sure did.
And he's like, you want anything? I'm like, wow, what are you doing? He's like, I'm ordering Panda. I'm like, oh. Nah, I'm good. I don't need to eat Panda Express right now. I ate shitty this weekend. And he ordered on like DoorDash or something. So yeah, it's like $4 extra. But it was here in like 15 minutes. And he's like, yeah, I didn't have to leave. Didn't have to do anything. And it got me thinking that, yeah, I was like, Matt, you're a single guy living in New York. You probably use this shit all the time. He's like, yeah, multiple times a week. Like, Sarah's either cooking dinner for the kids or when we do have fast food, I'll get out of the house and go take a little ride with Emmy to go pick it up. I'm not a delivery family and you're not either. But I promise you, when you talk to the most people, these companies make a ton of money because most people do. I just can't stand like the $5 charge.
Well,
and then the delivery charge on top of that. It's like
people are way lazy.
And then you tip.
Yeah, then you tip.
And by the way, remember,
like I understand.
I say, did the pandemic really boost that up too?
Oh, of course, yeah. Because people were doing like contactless delivery and shit. Like
everyone did.
And based on Jordan's fears, I will say Panda Express, because I saw when my buddy got it delivered, they put a sealed sticker on everything to make sure like the delivery guy didn't fuss with anything. So you're not going to get tampered with food
unless you're like confined to your home, sick. Like if you're sick, I understand. Like you can't go out, you order shit, or like you have to work from home and you can't leave during the day. Let's say there's no reason you can't go pick up your own shit.
Yeah, but the majority of the people, even based on the stats, are using it, right?
Or they've used it. But
or they've used it.
What about is timing the issue for you too? Because like let's say I go to like a local pizza spot, like hey, Woodland Hills Pizza. And I'm like, yeah, can we get a large pie? And Emmy, you want mozzarella sticks and a Caesar salad?
What's that?
All right, that'll be 1 hour. What if I pick it up? 25 minutes.
Exactly.
If it's a half-hour difference, and I'll be like, yeah, Sarah, I'm just going to go fucking run and pick it up.
By the way, Chinese food, always ready in 10 minutes. Doesn't matter what you order.
Mozzarella.
Okay, so.
Always 10 minutes.
Most people use it or have used it. I have never used it, ever. I don't even know how it works, but I'm sure I could figure it out. Now,
a lot of these services, too, there's a percentage kind of thing that really fucks over the restaurants.
Yeah, I've seen restaurants where I go on their website and they're like, if you plan on doing delivery, call this number directly.
Like you're essentially, the restaurants are paying
those companies.
Paying the companies to essentially get the benefits of being listed on, let's say, a DoorDash.
When you're out of town, that's a good one. Parker hit us up and said, when you're out of town, let's say you're at an Airbnb, a hotel, and you're like, it's late night. What a perfect, when they're not having room service anymore, if you're not even at a place with room service, 1 a.m, perfect.
Even better.
Perfect way to use.
I love exploring the neighborhood.
Yeah, but sometimes
but most people don't anymore. But I respect it. So anyway, keep in mind we live in Los Angeles. I know, and I'm very well aware that things are different here. Okay. For example, much like the Karate Kid, there's no hallways at the high schools. There's a different vibe. Right? They're just walking around outside, going from one building to the next.
I love
Lockers are outside.
I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah. So it's like, for me, my only reference to like lockers being outside is Karate Kid. Now my kid has
that was California.
a locker outside, right? It's like, wow, that's kind of cool. Yeah, Melody, ours were in the hallway, and you ran people into them.
Yeah, not worried about the elements here.
So different vibe, different scene completely. Different breed of kid. And we're talking entitled little nose-picking brats. You know what Melody tells me, dude? I can't even wrap my head around this.
You could have stopped with can't even. I can't even.
You know what Melody tells me? I can't even. Da! She tells me her friends just don't go to school. And I'm like, what do you mean? They just don't go. I'm like, hold on. Well, you know that shit doesn't fly, right? You know that's not normal. You know that's not okay. And I don't know if they deal with like maybe mental issues or anything like that, but like, yeah, sometimes like they'll just go like once or twice a week, whenever they want. Like they don't want to go. And I'm like, and their parents are okay with that? Like, they just don't go, Dad. I don't know. It's just how it is. I'm not like that, so don't worry. Stop yelling at me about it.
Not that deep,
like it's not that deep. And I'm like, yeah, well, I just want you to know that it's not okay. That's bullshit.
It's odd you would say that because my daughter's school, which is only kindergarten, but it's an elementary school. They are so strict about their attendance policy that I'm surprised this flies.
But of course, it's the same school system.
No, but I'm saying like different charters and different schools. I'm sure have different little rules. No,
it's still LAUSD.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't fucking get it. I think here's my assessment. My guess is total guess. These kids deal with issues and they take advantage of that, right? And they're like, I don't feel good today, Dad.
I will stay home.
Okay, honey, well, then I guess you don't have to go. Because their therapist said, they're hypersensitive, so, don't push them. And then what's the school system going to do? I guess, they'll, North is not feeling his best today.
Mental health is a little off kilter.
Yeah, so, I'm sitting home.
I don't know what to tell you.
I'm not going. And what's the mom going to do? Beat his ass? I'm going to call child services. Well, the therapist did tell the school system that he has an issue. I don't fucking know. These kids don't go when they don't want to.
I think that's going to be problematic for those families unless there's some eye-rolly mental health thing because
so she rattled off like all the names. She's like, yeah. I'm like, wait, they don't go. Maybe like once or twice a week. I'm like, once or twice a week?
Especially at her age.
Yeah.
I feel like missing a day of school was such a fucking hassle.
For her, I'm glad she's so neurotic. She doesn't even want to be late. So I'm like,
check in and be like, what work did you miss? Like, is there any homework to do?
Well, I tell her
if it was a Friday, you had weekend reading and things.
I'm like, well, that's going to lead them down the path to nowhere.
Because if you show up the next class and you don't know what was covered and you didn't do the homework, you're almost set back like a whole other week.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm not downplaying mental health or anything. I'm just saying that I'm sure there's a lot of people not knowing what to do because they don't want to push their kids, and these kids have crazy amounts of power. I'm thankful because my kid's a pain in the ass too, but I'm thankful that she's like neurotic about getting there on time and being there every day and doing her best. Some of these other kids are the exact opposite.
Get rid of these kids.
Yeah. I'm like, well, that's going to get them nowhere, right? All right, God, I wish I never told you. Right?
Now at the beginning of Lean On Me, where Joe Clark just came in and got rid of all the miscreants. That's what they need to do. Just get rid of these kids because they're ruining the experience for the rest of them. They don't want to come to school anyway.
I'm so intrigued to see how it...
Here, I'll give you an example. Ready? You know how this came up? Melody drew this beautiful picture of a dog that I showed you.
Right, it was great.
Yeah. Hey, Melody, whatever happened with that?
I'll pull it up for you.
The girl that she was drawing the picture for hasn't been in school since.
Maybe she's ducking Melody for the $20.
No. She was sick and this and that, and she just doesn't go. People don't go to school all the time, Dad. I'm like, what do you mean you don't go to school all the time? These kids better get a grip and get their ass to school.
Photo. Yeah.
She's
I
not.
mean, there's truancy laws. I mean, I know. I'm not debating you. I'm just saying it's not acceptable. So whatever Melody's telling you, I'm sure the school is on it or something because you can't just not go to school.
No, but remember kids were doing online school,
bro.
There's new. So
I told you. I said it recently.
So I'm sure there's loopholes. Like, well, no, they're just doing it online. Remember they did it for 2 years.
I mean, I said it recently. I dropped Emmy off 5 minutes late for the first time ever because we're having a rough morning here at the house. And that day, I got 2 voicemails requiring like a letter or like a little note explaining why Emmy was 5 minutes late.
And they're little kids. But when you're dealing with teenagers and they don't want to go, you're going to have to deal with it in a different way.
My point is the school is very strict about it. So I'm imagining those parents that have kids that aren't going to school, what are they, ignoring the notes from the teachers every day? And then the kids will get left back or in trouble.
What's the consequence, Rich?
Do you not push forward to the next grade?
But if you they're making it easy for all these kids. So if they just did 2 years at home online from a pandemic and fucking North doesn't want to go, they'll make up the assignments online and they fucking probably give them the pass because this kid, quote unquote, can't handle it. I don't like going. I don't want to go. I don't know. I can't tell you. I'm not living that life, thank God.
Man.
But it's not the first time I've heard about this.
So, hey,
or the last.
Keep us in the loop if you hear what happens to North.
Oh, no, she tells me it's a lot of kids. They just don't show up. They don't want to go.
It's going to get left back.
Anyway, she told me something that I never thought about, but it's so wild to think about. She said something about, how did it come up? Something about Uber Eats, like, we're going to pick it up or something. I'm like, nah, whatever. Yeah, we're going to go pick it up, right? And she's like, kids at school use Uber Eats all the time, right, Dad? And I'm like, what do you mean at school? She's like, yeah, like fucking kids are just sitting there eating Jack in the Box for lunch, meat and delivery people at the school. I'm like, what?
I'm sure there's a process, but yeah.
That's normal. That sounds right to you.
Well, she in high school now or still junior high?
It's junior high.
High school, it's no different than a kid leaving campus and stuff. But
Imagine
junior high is a little.
High school friends sitting there eating like Taco Bell just because it was delivered to them. Like that
wasn't around when we were
Fast
younger.
Times at Richmond High.
It wasn't an option.
That was a joke when fucking Sean Penn had pizza on a Throwback Thursday spot. Fast Times. The joke was Spicoli, the dumbass surfer guy, got pizza delivered to him in the classroom. That was a joke in the 80s. This is the reality of the 2020s because no one's saying, maybe you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, but
or maybe it's okay.
It's something available that wasn't available for us.
About it.
Hey, kids got to eat lunch. Is there any
The
difference?
United States decided to throw a little weight around and,
Oh, wait, sorry. I'm like, why is this song?
Who is it?
Mr. Pizza Guy.
It's Julio from Easy Money.
Mr. Pizza Guy, sir.
Can I call you Dad?
Order the double cheese and sausage.
Right here, dude.
Yeah.
Pizza party.
Here you, dude.
That's amazing.
That's every day now.
Am I hallucinating here? Just what in the hell do you think you're doing?
Learning about Cuba, having some food.
Mr. Spicoli, you're on dangerous ground here. You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
I've been thinking about this, Mr. Hand. If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time? Certainly there's nothing wrong with a little feast on our time.
You're absolutely right, Mr. Spicoli. It is our time. Yours, mine, and everyone else's in this room. But it is my class. Hamilton, Brandt, Kornfeld, up front. Mr. Spicoli has been kind enough to bring us...
Now, all these fucking nose-picking weirdo kids are sitting there eating Jack in the Box and In-N-Out and whatever the fuck they want.
It looks pretty good. Look at that.
So funny, man.
And by the way,
and like I said, right or wrong, I don't know. I just never thought of it.
Lonnie said his wife works at a school.
Yeah.
There's a certain line for food delivery.
I just never thought of it.
It's a new way. I mean, I don't knock it. Does it bother you?
A little bit.
Why does it bother you?
I mean, school lunches aren't exactly the best.
Neither is Jack in the Box.
They try to make school lunches better, but I don't think a school I don't think a school lunch is any better quality sometimes than a fast food. You get Melody Subway sandwiches.
Not all the time.
Yeah, but you do.
I do.
What's the difference if someone got Subway?
Because I get them
Uber
for
Eats?
her.
Yeah, but
meaning like you're disrupting the flow of the day with delivery.
How?
It's school.
It's their lunch period.
And safety is also a priority. You just welcome all these fucking random strangers.
I'm sure there's a process. I don't think
a high school.
A delivery guy can't just walk into a school. You can't just walk into a school these days. I'm sure there's a system in place.
I just never thought about it.
I think it's cool.
It's
something available that wasn't available when you were younger. So your instinct is to be like, this what the fuck? Why?
It sounds weird to me.
All right. Well, when you were a kid, what did you do? Your mom packed you a lunch, or you had the shitty food at school, or when you were old enough and had a car, you left campus for lunch, right?
Nope, not in high school.
You never left school for lunch?
Nope.
In high school?
No, I wasn't allowed to. There were rules.
Spot, were you able to leave school?
There's no guidelines. There's no rules. There's no consequence.
Junior and senior year, you were allowed to leave school property during your free periods.
We weren't allowed to. Yes, but no. Like,
like you legally weren't like.
We could.
We didn't. No one left school.
Like if we got special permission.
No way.
Couldn't just freely leave.
No, I would go home like
you weren't.
I would go like third period free. I'm going to go home and be back in an hour.
You weren't allowed to just freely leave.
Oh yeah, we had like open policy. Like if you let's say you have 5th period lunch and 6th period study hall, that means you could fucking go chill somewhere for 2 hours in the middle of the day. Yeah, you can't just walk into a school, but I'm sure there are processes now. So hey, is it any worse than taco boats at your school or beef patty on a bun?
It's not a health issue that we're talking about. I'm talking about I never thought that kids were ordering food through Uber Eats to their class, to their school. Not literally to their class, but to their school, and they're picking it up. Never thought about that. And I was like, oh shit, really? You're not doing that shit.
Our boy Ian chiming in. Must be like that on Long Island, Rich. Same thing for me. Junior and senior year, you can leave during your free period. It's like
we weren't allowed to leave.
It would be like, I'm going to A&S Bagel. I'll get a bagel. Anyone want anything? Yeah, I have English next period. Can you bring me back and everything with green peas?
Like John ZL said the same thing I was thinking too. It's an unnecessary expense. To me, that's like emergency circumstance. Uber Eats in middle school? Like
your daughter lives in a rich neighborhood. You think kids are worried? You think parents who are all driving Land Rovers and Mercedes are worried about
at these kids' houses? It's 50-50. They're not all rich. A lot of these kids put up these fronts. But I'm like, fuck out of here. They don't own that thing. I know they don't. Some kids are rich. I could tell. Some kids are definitely not. But I just noticed something I never thought about. Like I said, and to wrap it up, something that was like an 80s joke is the actual reality.
Yeah, no, it's funny. It's
like if I watched that with Melody, Fast Times at Ridgemont High,
she'd be like, what's wrong with that?
She'd be like, I don't get it. I got pizza.
Why is that teacher mad? He got
pizza for the class.
I don't get it.
So what?
It is interesting to think like, hey, it's sort of, you could say not at all, but it's sort of like the equivalent of when you work as an adult, you go to work, everyone's got their quote lunch hour. Some people sit at their desk with fucking smelly salmon from the night before and keep working. Some people sit in the cafeteria. Some people go out for pizza. Some people say, I'm just going to walk around for an hour. During your lunch break, it really, honestly, is not much different than a kid's lunch break. When you think about it that way. It is a ridiculous expense, but think about it. When your parents are probably paying for your lunch money anyway or buying cold cuts and all the things they buy. Yeah, if people have extra money, they're probably like, the kid who drives a brand new car because their parents got a little extra dough, think that person cares that their kids will spend $50 a week on Uber Eats?
It's just funny to me.
It's funny to me too.
It is. Sitting there eating fucking curly fries. Jack in the Box.
It's pretty funny, right? Someone else is having a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah, Melody's eating my miserable turkey sandwich I made her.
Oh, a turkey sandwich party?
Yeah, she's having her own fucking miserable turkey sandwich party. Do some Nilla wafers in there. I got fancy with it. Yeah, not in the sandwich, in the box.
Right. Yeah.
That'll get you all chalked up.
Did you put chips on the sandwich?
Nah, just lettuce.
No way you put chips on.
And this guy's eating fucking Chick-fil-A right here.
Best sandwich spot. Chicken salad sandwich with salt and vinegar chips on it.
Anyway, Throwback
Chicken
Thursday.
salad has enough texture to me.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Hey, Rich, I know you have something to get to, so we could do this quick.
Yeah, no, I have a great article Paul sent me. Okay. And
let's do it quick.
I was going to say, could we do quick news alerts now and then get to a couple stories? We have a lot to get to. So,
okay, I can.
Spot, hit me with the news real quick because there are a couple just headlines I want to throw out there just to keep everyone in the loop, but they're not, they're not so pertinent, but just to keep you in the loop. A little news.
Oops, I did the wrong one.
No, not shout outs.
Damn it. How did that happen?
Sharts.
I think I fucked up. All right, pretend the news is playing.
So, the news.
Sorry. I don't know what happened. Brando news.
Giselle was seen horseback riding with the jiu-jitsu guy.
Joaquin.
And as Covino said yesterday on Fox, is it any day now, or will Tom Brady take his time? When will Tom Brady step out with another woman if this dude's horseback riding with Giselle in Costa Rica? Will Tom Brady be seen with another woman before the start of the next football season?
Denying claims here.
Yeah.
But I don't think you horseback ride with women you don't care about.
Can you? I know, of course. I don't want to horseback ride with anyone.
Right.
Do you think
you do those things because you're trying to get on her good side?
What do you think will happen first? Tom Brady makes a decision on his NFL future?
Sorry.
Or he's seen with a different woman?
Woman.
Before he makes an NFL decision?
Future.
I think Tom Brady doesn't step out with a woman.
Future.
For a while, just because he has this he wants everyone to think look
future.
at Giselle, I'm the good guy, I'm a dad, I'm focusing. If Tom Brady showed up with some young piece of ass, he'd be judged very much so.
Future.
So yeah, Giselle's horseback riding. Octomom, remember her when we first started doing our show?
Of course.
Yeah. Octomom. Want to feel old?
How could you forget a name like that?
Want to feel old? All her kids just turned 14.
Right.
Octomom. Her kid, all 8 of them, 14 years old. Donald Trump was allowed back on Instagram and Facebook, but last I checked, he had not posted anything. The cops were called to Britney Spears' house because she did some weird stuff, like you said. Yes, you mentioned this yesterday, right? Well, the update is that she's really annoyed with her fans. Like, why would you send the cops here? And the fans are like, I don't know, because you're a lunatic?
That's great.
So Britney's mad at her fans, and her fans like, we were just worried about you. And as far as birthdays go today, for all our Canadian and hockey loving fans, Wayne Gretzky's 62.
Oh.
Ellen DeGeneres is 65, and Mr. Baseball, who we love his voice, Mr. Belvedere, Major League.
Oh.
Bob Uecker's 88 today.
Amazing.
Just a bit outside.
Try the corner and missed.
A fart on the View. Spot if you queued up to 420. Someone farted on the View. I thought this was old. I thought this happened.
Is it Rich? Rich has been dying to
I could've
fart on the View
sworn
for years.
I want to fart. Can I go on the View just to fart on them?
But I could have sworn I had seen this before. Mauser sent it to me today.
Yeah, I feel like it's existed.
Is this
No,
a
'cause
new
it said
fart?
It happened Wednesday, and the article was from today.
Maybe there's a new fart on the View.
Yeah, the new fart on the View.
No, it was Whoopi. I remember Whoopi farted.
Right?
And it was good. She owned it in a gross way. Like, sorry, I just farted.
Yeah, someone else ripped ass again. Fart noise blasted through a conversation on The View on Wednesday. And it was Joy Behar and Whoopi. They were talking about Mike Pence. Here you go. Look.
Oh, fudge.
Anyway.
I just accidentally closed it.
It's fine.
If you want to hear a fart, just stick around.
No, I want to hear it. While Spock cues that up, Hulk Hogan tweeted that he needs toilet paper. And then everyone's like, is this guy real? And then he just started tweeting normal again. So everyone's like, did Hulk Hogan get hacked? Or did he really brother, I need toilet paper? Did someone get him toilet paper?
Maybe he meant to text someone.
I think that might have been it. He texted his girlfriend, I need TP, sister.
You've done that. We've all done that. We've texted from the bathroom.
Yeah.
That we need it in a little toilet paper.
But the fart seems to erupt on The View, and the question is, who or what dealt it?
Ooh.
Never know what's in it. We shouldn't because they're classified national security secrets.
But we should know whether they are nuclear secrets.
We should know just
I'd like to know that.
But
Is it true that Trump had nuclear secrets?
It's been reported, but we don't know the specifics. But just real quick, I was... we had a little spillage on the other side of the table.
On my pants.
It's been reported.
We should know.
Reported, but we don't know the specifics. But just real quick, I was...
secrets.
Yo, that was a straight up little...
But we don't know the
that was a
specifics.
toot.
So it was the girl in the yellow dress.
Yeah, but
she moved.
Yeah, I know. Seems like it was
She
her.
moved because she
looked like
spilled
there was-
something, but I think she tried to hide a little fart in there.
But then the woman starts laughing. She tries to move on.
Is it true? Nuclear secrets.
It's
Yeah,
been
see?
reported,
Whoopi's
but
like,
we
"You
don't know
spilled
the
something."
specifics. But
She
just real quick,
leaves.
I was... we had a little spillage on the other side.
Look at the girl on the far right spot. Did she lean her butt around the time of the fart?
Could it have? No, it was definitely the girl in the
Yeah,
yellow.
but maybe it was there was a distraction.
So
So
watch
now
the
someone
girl
else
in the
thought,
yellow.
now
Watch-
it's time for me to fart.
Yeah, Spock, you get what he's saying? They might have thought, someone just spilled something. I can now fart. I can fart and hide it.
Watch the girl in the yellow. It's timed with
Her move?
I'm going to make this the bigger.
All right.
It's
We're
timed
seeing
with
the obvious spot.
how she moves.
You're not
but I'm
following
saying
the
look
play.
at the girl
It's a
all the way in the right.
decoy.
It might be the decoy.
It's been reported, but we don't know the specifics. But just
you're
real
right,
quick,
it's her.
I was
It's only the girl in the yellow.
We should
What about
know
the
just
sassy,
how
angry
live
black
it
girl
is.
second
But
to the
I
right?
truly
What's her name?
Trump had
Focus on her
nuclear
then.
secrets.
It's been reported, but we don't know the specifics. But
No,
just real
the only one that moves. This
I
is
think,
like the
you know what?
Zapruder
I think
film.
it was Whoopi again, to be honest.
Back into the left.
Sorry.
The girl in the yellow moves back into the left, and the fart comes out.
Sorry, it's me again, Whoopi.
Sorry, it was me.
It was me again, Whoopi. Farting.
Wow. Maybe it was the chair. Like she moved to get rid of away from the spill. The chair might have just went.
All right, well, who dealt it?
And by the way,
Pete Davidson. Here's some.
by the way, the content they're talking about, like classified documents.
Yeah.
Does I'm being serious. Don't you feel like anyone that is talking about Hillary, Donald Trump, Joe Biden, is that like when they talk about classified documents? I know that shit's important, but don't you feel like that's conversation when you hear that you're like, oh, I'm going to move on to it somewhere else? Like that to me, it always turns into like, well, what about Trump? What about Biden? What about Hillary and the emails? What about Trump and Mar-a-Lago? What about... Don't you feel like it's one big game of like, look at you, look at you, look at... Don't you fucking hate these conversations?
I fart on him. It was actually me. I farted.
People don't realize. It was me.
It was me.
Magic Vito's head pops up.
I know
Why don't we all go ahead and turn to page 6 in the handout. The first thing you're going to notice is a bar graph. And what that is to indicate our international sales, which peaked, of course, during the last quarter. But now we're expecting that to drop off as we enter the colder weather.
The storm's moving away.
Peter timed the fart wrong.
Storm's moving away.
Oh, boy. Pete Davidson is now dating Chase Sweet Wonders from the show Generation. I don't know who she is.
Well, they started a movie together.
Okay, well, that's the update. But Emila Ratajkowski, who he was previously dating for a minute, is now, get this, in the Cayman Islands, canoodling.
Oh, canoodling. Great word.
This is the best couple of all time.
With Eric Andre. I fucking love it. I love that guy. He's hilarious, but
maybe he'll fuck the annoying out of her.
Oh, that's so great.
She said.
Did I say that?
She likes funny dudes. He's funny as hell.
She said she likes funny dudes.
Yeah, well, that
it makes sense.
Hey, and speaking of birthdays,
she should listen to the show.
Rich's grandpappy's 98th if he was alive.
Oh,
today.
that is true. I saw my mom post that today. And my grandfather would have been 98 today, which makes it a wild thought. We've talked about this. When someone dies in their 70s, everyone's like, well, they were pretty old. It's like, no, because when people live to their 90s, you're like, think of what that person missed. Like I told you, my grandmother died a year and a half ago, right? 2 years ago. She saw the 2000s, the 20-teens, the 2020. She saw our first black president. She saw social media. I remember my grandmother being fascinated by like navigation on my phone. iPhones. Meanwhile, my grandfather died in the 90s. No one even had a phone yet.
Rich's grandpappy that I always talks about would have been 98 today, which means
it's your ex's birthday
it's
too.
my ex's birthday today.
How old is she? 31? Is that what she's telling people?
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm not.
Pretty sure it's a big one. I don't know.
Oh, is it?
I lose track. But happy birthday.
I think it is a big one.
And a few shout outs to give.
But she's not saying that. I saw our buddy. We had two people.
Oh wait, actually, hold on. I have one more like really sad story.
Didn't we have two?
I can't not acknowledge this.
Didn't we have two people that two of our friends? Their wives celebrated 40th. Mausers, Angela Mauser. Did she turn? No, she's older, but she didn't turn 40, right?
No, it was
Chris Siri's wife. Our buddy Siri's wife, Elisa, turned 40. And I know it was Mauser's wife.
Isn't Narzan turning 40 this year?
Narzan's turning 40. So we have a bunch of rando friends that are turning 40.
That guy was like 50.
Really sad story. I think most people who follow social media know, maybe not by name, but the Enki boys. The father of the TikTok duo passed away. He announced he had colon cancer about a year ago.
So sad.
And it was a father-son duo. I mean, it was a whole family thing, but the father-son. The son was so captivating. The whole internet loved this kid. He would reenact movie scenes with his dad, and he would do all these things with his dad. It was very much a father-son duo. And the dad passed away, and it sucks. It's so sad because so many people love him. Like your timeline might have been flooded with this yesterday, and I feel so bad for the little kid. But he was so dynamic and so good at reenacting these movie scenes that George Lopez casted him on the George Lopez show, Lopez-y Lopez. as the little boy. So the little boy is now without a dad, and he has his TV family now and everything else, and all his other family members. But the guy died in hospice. He was only 35.
Damn.
Randy Gonzalez. So really sad. I was sad to hear that.
Yeah, and
you'd see them every day, all the time on social media. The kid's so cute and talented as hell.
I saw one of our good friends,
Texas, by the way.
One of our good friends and listeners. Their family hit me up, and you and Spot. I was talking to his wife yesterday. Put some good thoughts and prayers out there for our good pal Lasagna Don.
I got that next.
Lasagna Don, who is one of our good pals over the years, one of the most generous, sweet families we ever met.
Nicest
the
guy.
Saccos.
Even his daughter reached out, which is like so heartbreaking.
Yeah. So Don's going through some stuff. They found, Spot, I don't want to get this wrong, a unique type of cancerous tumor.
It's like a
stage 4 olfactory.
So it's
neuroblastoma.
Nose to the brain, right?
Nose, but it
very rare
like
form of
spreads
cancer.
into the brain.
Has quite the battle ahead, asking for support from friends and family because he loves the Carl family that much and has been part of our family for so long. So it's big shout out and hug to the Lasagna Don family.
Yeah, Don
and Melanie Rivera Sandoval and all the
Mary
Sandovals
and Don
and Dons and sucks,
so
man.
yeah, just that was shitty news to see that, but we're pulling for Don, Lasagna Don, and again, we'll post it when the time's right. As far as
cancer sucks.
I know he was in between jobs, so he's got some probably medical bill issues and stuff. So we'll do our best to see if we could help out Lasagna Don, and he has a big surgery coming up. So cross your fingers, send those good vibes, prayers, whatever works for you. Send the way of Lasagna Don Sacco, one of our good buds. Again, a guy that always so generous with us, right? I mean, one of the most kind.
Now, I mean, of course,
nice
I'm
dudes.
missing Lasagna Don, but now I'm really missing that lasagna too.
Yeah,
and wish him the best.
Lasagna Don.
I mean, guy makes good lasagna.
Guy makes great lasagna.
Yeah,
You got to cheer him up.
Yeah.
Don, you're a lasagna.
Stay strong, buddy.
Pretty
We love
good.
you, man. We love you. You'll be all right. Shout out to Troy Gringa. Troy Gringa loves the show. Been listening, following for years. Listens to all of our shows. Troy Gringa. Thank you, Troy. All the Troys. Darren from Iowa. It says B-Day. Darren from Iowa shares a birthday. It's your grandpappy. Happy birthday, buddy. Jimmy in Texas and Danielle. Happy anniversary, Jimmy in Texas and Daniela.
Yo, Yimmy
and Danielle, happy
it's
anniversary.
It's also National Spouse Day, so there you go.
Enjoy your National Spouse Day. And
Damn it.
we have a few packages to open up.
National Spouse Day. Spot's like, of all days, I'm like banging a random person.
Actually, no.
Oh, really?
Actually,
On Spouse Day, she's hanging with another dude?
With another dude. So honestly, I'm so excited. I get the night off.
Wow.
What do you mean you're excited to have the night off? Explain that.
I'm just tired. I don't want to.
But you're so. But you, in your mind, I don't know if this is how you rationalize it or truly feel this way. In your mind, you're like, oh, I'm exhausted. I'd rather have someone else fuck her.
I just get the room. I get to like be alone in a room tonight.
But like alone in the room.
Silence. You hear that?
That trade-off of being alone in the room, not knowing that your wife is staying in another man's house tonight, doesn't bother you even a little bit.
People don't like talking about this.
No, but you
talk
don't
about it on Poly Talk.
Okay, but it doesn't bother you a little bit.
No.
Not even a little bit.
No, not anymore.
Okay. Hey, to each his own with provolone.
Not anymore.
And mozzarella.
Want to get rid of these
Yeah,
packages.
open the mail, and then, you know what? We got to run a little
We got 20 minutes.
Yeah, we have 20 minutes. We got to
guys
wrap
ready?
up and do mail, and then I have one story we'll get to.
Yeah,
We'll get all chopped up.
Mail time, bro.
Oh,
First of all, thank you. Our address,
Mail
our merch,
time.
all of our information is at covinoandrich.com. Thanks for being part of this. We appreciate you guys. All right.
Yeah, come on.
Oh. This is from... This is stupid. So, actually, I got someone sent me a package at Sirius XM. I don't even know what it is.
Package.
No, but this is from our buddy Kevin. Look,
Kevin.
from Sirius XM.
Oh.
So this was mailed to Sirius, and I don't even know what it is. Fuck. Oh, cool.
Your phone's talking.
I got a book called Let Me Poop in Peace.
Let mommy poop in peace?
Let mommy poop in peace.
Is that what it says?
Is it for Sarah?
No.
Is it for Covino?
It was mailed to me.
What does it say?
Hold on. Oh, here we go. Letter.
Letters.
So, and this is from our old pal at Sirius XM.
But from a listener.
No.
From a listener.
It was forwarded to us.
I really enjoy listening to you on the radio. You made a comment the other day about your love of For All the Cows by the Foo Fighters. Great song.
Oh, yeah.
Foo and the Chili Peppers were my first concert in 99. I remember that song live. Great times. Anyways, since you entertained me and saw on Instagram you have a little one, I wanted to return the favor and send you my book. Oh, it's his book.
Oh, cool.
I hope you and the family get a good laugh. Keep it up.
Look at that. Making people laugh, Mr. Covino, it says.
Look at that. Thank you, buddy.
Let mommy put, and it works for dad, too.
Written by Thomas Burncrest, right? Thomas is a subscriber who sent it. Thank you.
There you go.
Thanks, Tom.
Tom.
You know what, Rich? I mean, do you want to read it to your little kids first?
Let me see. Let mommy,
kind of
you can read it. Let mommy poop in peace.
Yeah.
Sarah would love this because anytime a mom or dad goes to the bathroom, it's without fail. Like kids are sticking their fingers under the door like they're walkers or something. Like, like let me. Like I can't tell you how many times I've just been chilling out and I'm like, all right, I'm finally gonna dip away and go to the bathroom. And that's when Emmy and Ben are like, Dad, you in there? Dad, it's
That probably was sitting at Sirius XM for months.
Yeah.
Because I haven't played For All the Cows since I was on Lithium. The guy's probably wondering, did he get my book?
Thanks, Kevin.
Covino Rich and Spot. Wanted to have you have my latest book of poetry.
Oh.
These are guy poems with a lot of looking back and a lot of deeper thoughts. I'm an avid listener of your show, so thanks for the years of entertainment. I hope you enjoy. Chris.
Show the back
Chris
behind.
we have Words
a poet?
for Flying.
We have a poet?
So here's the book.
Show the back. Is that
Words for Flying.
Got his picture on the back. Okay.
And Chris, Abbate. Abate? How would you say that?
Abate.
And look at him.
Abbott.
Chris looking handsome. Chris Abate.
He's handsome.
Abata.
Look at that. That's so cool,
That's
man.
pretty cool to have a book, huh?
Yo,
Sometimes I
these are
wonder if
really cool. Look, it's a whole book of poems.
I wonder
But
what
they
a poem
look really cool. I would read.
I just want to see them.
Yeah.
Take a look.
What are you gonna sit by a fire with a
Yeah, because they're short little like guy stories
and wearing an
put into
ascot,
poem.
reading poems?
Like if you look at the premise, right, the subject matter, like
Yeah.
Can you read me a poems? I'm gonna get a
They're
vibe for
long.
this
They're
guy.
long.
they're longer.
Okay, read me a
but
paragraph.
There's one about. There's a poem about bowling.
it's kind of
Give
cool.
me like the first stanza.
I would check that out.
When the thunderclap was a cosmic crash.
Butt cheeks clap.
When it shook the foundation of the house until the vibration rippled upstairs.
It's about bowling.
To the room my brother and I shared, we called it a strike.
Oh wow, that's deep.
It's very,
Man,
I'm telling you, this guy, Chris Abate.
I'm hooked in.
Thank you.
There you go,
Appreciate
brother.
that. Very cool. I will definitely check this out. This might be though my favorite gift of all. Just kidding, Chris. Bonami. You guys go
Bonami.
fuck yourself. This is for me. Bonami.
I thought it was for your parents.
And it's not Bonami. It's Bonami.
Whatever.
It says it on the website. So my dad was right. To clean your tubs and toilets. Bonami. Who's it from?
Spot, say you were wrong.
I was wrong, Rich.
Okay, I just,
Well, who's it from?
I'll say I was wrong when you admit you're wrong ever.
Oh shit.
Bonami.
That sounds weird. It
Bonami.
doesn't say who it's from. Oh. You received a package? That doesn't
No.
say. Who the
There's
fuck
no like
is?
little.
The mystery of who sent you
There's no
Bonami.
like little slip in there. There's no little,
Bonami.
like, gift slip.
Look,
We gotta learn to do that. If you're gonna send us Amazon packages, send a little gift slip because they don't send
thank
invoices.
You for your kindness. And here, Rich, I don't know what this stuff is, so here, help it out. Oh, it looks like Christmas gifts.
Yeah, you know
I'll
what?
just read this. Hold
It's
on.
been a couple weeks since I've been there.
Vatos, Merry belated Christmas and Happy New Year. Italian Jew, the Chula Bean. Oh, this is from.
Joey and
Is this from Yobi?
Yobi?
Yobi
yeah.
and the Hernandez family. The Chula Bean and the rest of the familia wanted to send you gifts and Mexican treats as a token of our appreciation.
Mexican
Ooh,
candy.
Maybe we got some Fabuloso too. Hold on.
We got some Mexican candy.
I love Mexican candy, bro. Love
Look
it.
at this.
Oh, give me the spicy fucking mango shit. I want it.
I don't know where that is, but yeah, a bunch of cool
Mexican
stuff.
treats, and as a token of our appreciation for being awesome and shouting out the little ones so many occasions, I tried to send this earlier, but ran into some issues acquiring some of your gifts. Thanks for all the laughs and the years of listening enjoyment. May you have a continued success in 2023 from Yobi and the Hernandez family. P.S. Vatos Locos forever. P.S. I was going to send a card, but I'm not going to waste the money, so you can just throw it away. Charlie Holmes.
I love it. Thank you, Yobi.
It makes sense.
Look at that. All right, cool.
Hold on, help open these things. Go ahead.
Oh, there's gifts?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This
Here's
is
why
to
you
Steve
open
Covino.
Oh, really? This one's Spot.
There you go.
Nice catch. And, nothing in there for Rich. Sorry, bud.
It's all good.
I want to make sure it's not going to explode in my face. It's probably a dick in a box.
Won't be the first or the last.
No way.
Let's see.
No way.
Christmas.
Oh, my God.
All these years later.
This could be.
What?
You know what?
I love this.
He's redeemed himself.
Shut up.
He got me a little rose Funko Pop.
Dude. I got Johnny Lawrence. Yeah, buddy. My guy.
The Hulkster and Mr. T.
No way. Look
that.
at that.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
That's pretty cool.
Some
So you got Johnny
Funko
Lawrence.
Pops.
Thank you, buddy.
Love
You
it,
got Johnny
man.
Lawrence, and I got Rose.
Super nice of you.
Sorry, it's backwards.
Johnny
Oh,
Lawrence.
perfect for I can put it in my living room.
Yeah, put it in your living room. You see mine, Spot? Did you see mine?
I did.
Johnny Lawrence, man.
Johnny Lawrence.
Thank you, Yobi.
That's
Thank you very
very sweet.
much. That was really nice. of you guys.
Yobi, what a guy.
Thank you, Yobi.
I appreciate that, buddy boy.
Shout out to the Chula Bean and the Hernandez family. That means a lot. You guys are the best. You don't have to give us anything.
Yeah,
We
you
appreciate
don't have
it.
to give us things. But here's our address if you want to.
Yeah, but here's our address. Thank you. CovinoandRich.com.
Right there if you want to give us stuff. You don't know. But here's our address.
So thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. You know, I'm going to save this story for next week because it's
God damn it.
No, we have two things, but Spot, I'm going to save one for next week because I think it's more of a deeper conversation. And I'll tell you what it has to do with. It's our remember I said our buddy Paul sent me an article that got me thinking a lot? Paul Dimitrick sent me an article, and the whole thing is based on spending money. The art of spending money and what it reveals about who you really are. And it's way deeper than the title of that article. It really is. It goes on to say, former GE CEO Jack Welch nearly died of a heart attack.
Jack Donaghy.
Now, years later, he was asked, what went through your mind when you were being rushed to the hospital, thinking this might be my last breath? The former GE CEO, Jack Welch, said, damn it, I didn't spend enough money. That was his first thought. And he said, the interview and the interviewer, Stuart Varney, were puzzled. What do you mean? That was your last thought? We are all products of our background. When I was younger, I didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. So I'm relatively cheap. I always bought cheap wine. After this heart attack and near-death experience, I swore to God I would never buy a bottle of wine for less than $100 again. And I was really the guy was just going to live it up in a different way.
It's easy for the GE of
no,
NBC
but
to say that. Or
Spot, it goes on to
CEO
say
of GE to say that.
It goes on to say there's so many different angles as to how and why we spend money. Your family background, how you were raised, what you're doing. And it's a really deeper article that we'll get into on Monday. So think about that. How you spend your money. What are you saving for? Do you save enough? Do you not save? Do you live in the moment too much? Not enough? So it's a pretty deep article. I'll go through it and highlight all the key points, and we'll discuss it next week because I think it's relevant to every single person listening. 100%. But as of right now, just feeling a little chalked up. So,
Me too.
you know, I think
I feel chalked up for the weekend.
got like 10 minutes or so. So if you want to tell everyone why you're so chalked up.
I called this story snorting guy meeting.
Is it Rich? Was Rich there? Oh, no, that's Flemmy guy.
Oh, man. Yeah, by the way, you got long COVID, I think. I'm convinced.
Yeah.
Long COVID guy is what I call Rich. But Rich and I had a big meeting the other day, and there was all sorts of people in this meeting. But one of the guys talking the most kept snorting to the point where it was so abundantly distracting.
How do you know he's not watching now? He's a huge fan.
I hope he's not.
Well, you just really took a big risk.
Yeah, I hope he's not snorting. But it was so distracting. I'm like, oh my God.
I'll reserve my comment.
Yeah, exactly.
That was your takeaway?
No, but it brought me back, honestly, to when I did that. And I was like, oh man, I hope that never happens again. I think that got in the way of my relationship. I really do. It was so uncontrollable.
When you had like post-nasal drip.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Because I feel like no one was telling me that. And I almost wanted to say something.
I was like, dude, every 2 seconds you're like,
anyway, that was part of it.
Covino's head spinning right now. He's like, what if this guy is listening right now?
I don't think he is, but that was part of it.
Yes.
I mean, I'll leave it to you. Now you made me feel weird about everything.
Oh, I was just going to say that we have a...
But it did make me think of that. Not even kidding you.
Of course.
I had such an issue with the same thing. And I mean, no one really told me about it. So I was like hyper aware of like, this guy's doing what I used to do all the time. And I used to get a lot of criticism about it. Remember I told you guys, I had a friend that behind my back asked other friends like, yo, what happened? Why does he do that all the time?
Mm-hmm.
And my allergies were so bad that I had like a weird all the time.
You did that nonstop to the point
and I
where
couldn't help but notice it.
It became almost like a tick of yours.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
So anyway, we had this group meeting. That was part of it. I'm not gonna like harp on that.
But there's a company that is going to become a huge sponsor for us moving forward at Fox. And it's a bunch of like men. It's not just for men, but a bunch of products. And
it's not. It's for men and women.
Yeah, men and women. So their whole, I guess you could say their whole slogan is that you're getting all chalked up.
No, I think we made that up. They just want you to incorporate it. And I'm like, instead of fired up, I'm just going to say chalked up.
Oh,
yeah.
You guys made that up?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was like, yeah, exactly. I'm all chalked up.
I thought that was their slogan. This makes it even worse.
No. The guy was like, listen. No. The guy said, like, for instance, when you guys the other day were talking to that mountain lion, he goes, when you guys were talking about that guy with the mountain lion, man, that guy was all chalked up. I'm like, chalked up.
I think you made that up. I think Covino said it and they repeated it back.
Yeah. They just said incorporate it organically, however you would talk about it. So
this guy, this company,
man, I'm feeling shocked.
Chalk is going to be like our lead sponsor on Fox. And they have all these products, and I'm trying to figure out which ones I want to take or not. And like, look at this one. Lit beans. Do you have lit beans?
Here's the thing. They gave us so much stuff. It's almost overwhelming. And like, I don't know what to take and when. It's like, can you just take everything?
Can you show the lit beans again, Rich?
Yeah. But lit beans is also
so
something.
lit.
It's what all the kids are saying. No, it's not like cool beans anymore. It's lit beans.
Yeah, you're so chalked up.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm chalked up. Lit beans, and then what is this? Lit powder?
No, but here's the real premise of the conversation.
Oh,
here
do
on
you want your
Patreon.
litness in powder form or bean form?
The
That's
real
such
premise
a choice you have to make
of the conversation is like, how often do you just jump into these things?
I thought there was a story here. This seems very awkward.
What's the story?
Rich made it really awkward.
You guys made it seem like you had a story, like, oh, this meeting, like fucking the chalk guy was like so chalked up, and like he came out and he was like, yo, bros, what's up, bros? We're all gonna get chalked together. You're gonna be chalked up. I'm gonna be chalked up. Covino Rich is gonna be chalked up.
That was the meeting.
That's how you made
That
it
was the
sound.
meeting.
And like this sounds like the
there's
most
so
lackluster
many-
sales call I've ever heard.
There's so many different supplements that I don't know
Sleep
what
Number
to
was
take,
more
and I don't
exciting.
know like which ones I should really try to invest in. You know what I mean? Like, because you got to give things a chance too. You can't just take. It's like my dad with his like Golo or Beats. He's taking like beet vitamins. Like, yeah, I don't feel shit. You know, it's like, well, Dad, he took it for 2 weeks. You know, like you got to let things get into your system. You got to.
Yeah, you can't just.
So, but there's so many of them.
There's,
Like,
like,
all right,
testosterone
do I want to
stuff?
mess with my like testosterone supplement?
There's like pre-workouts.
Pre-workouts.
You
You
can't
take
just
them all.
take things because they were sent to you. You have to do a little bit of due diligence and figure out what they mean and what they're for. You're
I'm
the
getting
guy, you're the guy
chalked up.
who freaks out because of his sperm, but you're gonna just take anything that's given to you.
Chalked up.
Sorry.
Getting chalked.
Sorry.
So it just now it's funny, and once we realize it's not even funny, it becomes just a part of you. We've been saying chalked up since that meeting.
Just because in that meeting, when
And
Covino was like, yeah,
now-
chalked up, everyone was like, there, chalked up.
Now we're just feeling chalked up about, you know, being hyped about everything. Like chalked up about the weekend, and I'm chalked up about the conference championship. Chalk. CHOQ. Check them out.
Your
But I'll tell you what,
vitality.
I will tell you.
Chalk.com.
They got us so fired up about it in the meeting that like
25%
I'm
off?
actually chalked up to try it. Right?
Yeah.
Like based on how great.
Oh, you should take this.
People feel after taking this stuff.
Ashwagandha. I take ashwagandha.
Do you?
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm
there's like
saying.
male vitality stacks. There's
Ashwagandha's
pre-workouts. There's little snacks. So
good for mood. I'm pretty sure it's good for.
I feel like you'd be the worst
muscle
spokesman then.
production. I looked it up. Anyway, yeah, you should take the men's. So the men's you got the men's vitality stack.
Yeah, I think I got that.
They sent you the daily vitamin, the Tongkat, and
Yes.
the ashwagandha.
Uh-huh.
So you take an expertly blended combination of 3 of our most powerful male vitality supplements. You're gonna be raging. You're gonna be so
chocked up.
I'm gonna be chocked up. I'm gonna give this a
But-
shot.
So they're talking about how like even their pre-workout, right, is next
Chocked
level.
cock.
And a lot of these things have like some sort of weird natural caffeine sort of
Oh
effect.
wow! Look at the research they did in this library.
I'm like, can Rich even handle this? He's already so chocked up as it is. Rich on this stuff is going to be spinning out of his chair.
Yo,
So
I'm chocked right now.
Yeah,
fire.
it was.
But Spock,
it was
can you
so
look up?
funny,
Can you
though.
look what?
It was funny, but awesome.
Can you look up what chalk lit beans are? 'Cause I want to know what the lit beans are. And by the way, the guy that runs this company, I guess you would say he was like the president of the company on the call with us. He usually he sticks mostly to talk radio and conservative talk radio and other avenues, but we're the one sports show. He loves what we do, and he's like, yeah, we're buying in. So this is a big sponsor and client for us.
Oh, by the way, this is by
beans.
no means any fucking sort of commercial here on our Patreon.
Hold on.
No, we're
If you
just
wanna-
telling you that we were in a
if you
meeting
wanna-
and it was just
support it.
It was just
fine,
funny because
but-
like this client's way involved and they sent us all this stuff and it's all like lit beans, lit powder.
I gotta issue you two a warning.
Yeah.
Warning. Once you try these beans, you'll be a chocolate snob forever.
Yeah, they kept talking about the cacao.
He said something
and
about
how
like, where the fuck you at, cacao?
I heard the cacao.
These cacao beans are a part of a limited supply from one spot in Bolivia that has sold out of these beans. They purchased their entire yield for this. Can you open the beans? Can I have a bean? I want to try a bean.
Chocoholics. You're right, Clovis.
I'm gonna wait until I need to be chopped up a little
Wild crafted
more.
in Bolivia. Now we're
chocoholics.
Certified 97.3 heirloom genetics.
You know what it
10%
was like
richer
though?
in cacao butter than most
Once he was
beans.
telling us about all the
So it's just cacao?
like
They're magic beans.
effects of the effects isn't the word. Effects sounds negative. There
could be positive effects.
Once we found out about all the positive effects from this, we were all chalked up to try it. Like I said, I just
Chalked up,
don't know. I'm like, yeah. He's like, you guys feel lazy? I'm like, yup. He's like, you guys
All
feel
the
sleepy?
time.
I'm like, yeah, all the time, man. He's like, you want to get chalked up? I'm like, yeah. And that shit was so funny. He's like, yeah, every fucking like negative feeling that you feel,
Yeah.
apparently these things are supposed to change.
So we'll see. I'm going to give him a shot. I'm going to try. I'm going to try the vitamin pack
Honestly,
and the
should.
lit beans.
You're constantly saying you have lack of energy, lack of sex drive. You're always tired. You're scratching your thighs. This is going to
like,
make
do you have eater's remorse, man? Like you eat something and hate yourself after? I'm like, yeah.
There's also a dietary supplement. It's a dietary fact to it too, where you could shed a little
He's like,
bit.
You feel like shit, I'm like, huh?
All the
He's like,
time.
This is gonna change your whole life. And I'm like, what? No way.
Whoa.
So it's I don't know. I can't tell you because I haven't tried it yet. But apparently we're all gonna be chalked up, and the pre-workout is supposed to be the best. But
So yeah, we're gonna be in the chalk world.
But here's, if anything, get this, guys. They're supporting the Covino Rich show on Fox Sports Radio, which supports everything, right? But they're really getting into sports talk. So if you guys hear it, like, I feel like it's going to be one of those things that you never heard of, and now you're going to hear it everywhere.
Yeah.
That's my vibe on it. So
Chalk.
you heard it first.
CHOQ, and I'm intrigued to see the pre-workout and some of the the vitamins and stuff, the vitality vitamins. So hey, listen, just a big sponsor for Covino and Rich
Shillagit.
On Fox.
over on the Fox side of
Yeah,
things. So
what
just figured we'd tell you about the meeting.
Thank you,
The
Clovis
guy was
Steve.
like a super awesome bro-y type of guy that ran this company. Kept clearing his throat a million times. So he either has post-nasal drip or he had a cold. But he was getting all chalked up and really pumped us up about this because he's like, yeah, you guys are the guys we're going to. And we're like, all right, cool.
This contains minerals that were first harvested in the Himalayas and have been used for at least 5,000 years to support health and vitality.
Well,
you're like shamans of
Rich said if he has another kid, he's going to
blame them.
Blame it on Chalk.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to, there's
I said.
like enhancers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, nothing that Papa V would be into, I don't think. You know, Papa V spot.
Yeah.
Papa V.
But, we're going to be all chocked up.
I'd be interested to see, you should do a case study. Rich, do a daily journal. See how you feel now. Get on your little chalked up regiment and see how you feel in a month and see if there's a difference. Maybe this is something that you start doing.
There's difference in the difference.
I'm gonna give it a month to. I'm gonna figure out what system I want to do. If I want to do the vitality vitamin with maybe the pre-workout or something. But hey.
And I would
again, not a commercial, just letting you guys know that we were in a meeting where this guy was all fired up. I'm sorry, chalked up, loves us, loves what we do, and decided to sign on as a big sponsor for Fox, which is a big deal for us at Fox because they didn't want to be on any other show but ours. So I was like, awesome.
I no longer want jokes about me taking testosterone.
No, this isn't testosterone.
This isn't testosterone.
But it's
this is
it's a testosterone booster. It's
a testosterone booster.
It's it's a bunch of vitamins and minerals put together to boost your vitality. So I no longer want comments. I no longer want comments.
But that's your eating ass is the same.
No,
sort of
no
take.
longer want comments.
Yeah, it's like a stance on eating.
Comments. You guys
should be eating a man's ass and a woman's ass.
And it's like saying it's the same things we did in our 20s versus you as a 40-something-year-old guy.
No, you guys are fucking hypocrites.
I don't even see us the same thing.
Right, well, on that though, I gotta run. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Goodbye.
Later, guys.